Inkabolo, hey. Wala bolo Yesu. Wachamele ye mana, yengale noni ameboy. Abolo ni jengwe ni bane koni waye koni waishi. Moni abolo le, eba ishi ke ya nano. Wachamele ye mana, yengale noni ameboy. Abolo ni jengwe ni bane koni waishi. Moni abolo le, eba ishi ke ya nano. Inkabolo, hey. Wala bolo Yesu. Got it. Abolo, hey, hey, hey. Wala bolo Yesu. Show it. Wachamele ye mana, yengale noni ameboy. Abolo ni jengwe ni bane koni waye koni waishi. Moni abolo le, eba ishi ke ya nano. Wachamele ye mana, yengale noni ameboy. Abolo ni jengwe ni bane koni waye koni waishi. Moni abolo le, eba ishi ke ya nano. Moni abolo le, eba ishi ke ya na. Da da da, ebo eba ishi ke ya nano. Hey, awo mengo
They are the soul winners. But this voice is that of Joe Metzel. This is many, many years ago. First time I heard this song was in 2009. That's 15 years ago. Probably came in 2008. And this is the part of the song I like. Blessed are those who do not see, yet they believe. This was the word of the Lord to Thomas. It's called faith. Oh, I like it. It says, through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that things which are seen were not made of things which are visible. It means the immaterial is behind the material. So blessed are those who can believe beyond what they see. Because if you just look at what you see, you are deceived by what is on the outside. Sometimes what you see is not what is real. So at Joe Money na kusi e hear yo. Oh my God. And he said to Thomas, place your hands in my side, place your fingers in my hands, and see the effects of the cross. And Thomas responded, my Lord and my God. But at least he believed. Some people, even if they see, don't believe. This is Walabolo, Jesus the bread of life. Is the answer to life's questions. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. It's a radio show. We start with an inspirational song. And this one is called Faith. Nobody can achieve great success in any endeavor without faith. Believing in the impossible. It takes faith to sacrifice. It takes faith to love. It takes faith to endure. It takes faith to work hard. It takes faith to plan. It takes faith to believe. It takes faith to employ somebody. It takes faith to begin a strategy. It takes faith to launch a product. It takes faith to withdraw a product from the market and do it again. It takes faith to wake up the next morning after you've been beaten the night before and keep going. It takes faith to educate your child. It takes faith to keep going to that hospital to work even though the pay is not great. Don't let anybody tell you don't have faith. You have faith. Just express it. Just keep moving. We've been coming on the show every day for many, many years. It takes faith to do that. So let's learn the lesson of Thomas. If you can see the invisible, you will do the impossible. If you can see the invisible, you will do the impossible. That's Business Sense, brought to you by ADB, the People's Bank. We are offering you a variety of personal loans, including top-up loans at highly reduced rates. Call us on 0302 210 ADB. Truly Agric and more. We are going to get into the newspaper review segment. It's brought to you by Total Energies. We are introducing the new formula for Excellium, an additive enriched fuel with its powerful 3-in-1 function that cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. Experience the difference with Total Energies Excellium new formula. Choose Excellium, choose quality. And if you're ready to turn your dreams into reality, dream it, own it with a loan from Fidelity Bank. Whether it's the latest phone, the TV, fridge, furniture, laptop, or gaming console, own it with a Fidelity Consumer Assets Finance. If it's a new home, own it with the Fidelity Home Loan. Dial 0800 003355 or visit any of our branches nationwide today. Turn your dream into reality with a Fidelity Bank loan. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
We understand the excitement of preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
So it's 6:36. It's Tuesday morning. It's the 20th day of August 2024. Thank you for staying with us on the Citi Breakfast Show.
Get lost. I get warm.
And I want to say good morning to Nathan Quell. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to Caleb Kuda.
Good morning, Bernard.
Getting ready for the show.
Absolutely.
Tuesday morning.
Yep.
What are the papers saying, gentlemen?
The Daily Graphic says voters exhibition begins today. And that's on the front page of the Daily Graphic. President cuts sword for $12 billion Petroleum Hub project. Peace is collective duty. That's coming from a member of the Peace Council. And 10-member New Times Corporation Board inaugurated.
Back
and
page.
Then if you go to the back page, anti-piracy training ship commissioned at Nutekpo.
Anti-piracy campaign.
At Nutekpo Naval Training. Naval Training Command.
They used to put something on a cassette.
Yeah,
And they would play it.
The thing.
Anti-piracy campaign. Caleb was not born.
And then Ghana has no mpox disease. That's coming from Dr. Franklin Asibi.
All right. So that was the Daily Graphic. Ghanaian Times.
Bernard, Ghanaian Times has the president cutting sword for the Petroleum Hub. It puts the figure at $60 billion, but New Finder puts it at $12 billion, as well as Chronicle also puts it at 12 billion. So I don't know.
We'll go with the 12.
Got this from. And also EC begins provisional voters register exhibition in all 269 districts nationwide. NMC inaugurates 9-member board. That's also here. And MOFA outlines dry spell mitigation measures. That's on the back page of Ghanaian Times. We'll get to that.
So this dry spell, what's the back page saying? So that's the thing.
Yes, they've outlined mitigation measures. So the details we'll bring to our listeners.
Dry spell mitigation.
Yeah, and then 30 perish in Northern Region. Road crashes from January to June.
All right.
30%.
Let's get into Daily Guide.
Well, the Daily Guide also has the EC story here. EC starts voters register exhibition today. The other story is Ghana's Berlin Embassy reinstates citizenship process. SNIT unveils digital platforms. Dr. Bawumia says, I'm a man of solutions. And of course, the president and the $60 billion. This is the Daily Guide's version. $60 billion petroleum.
So some
hub.
papers say 60, some say 12.
Yes.
And they're all dollars too. It's like a conversion of the figure to
Yeah,
CDs.
so I don't know what's going on there.
New Finder this morning. Ghana risks losing $3 million in unpaid surface rentals. This is PIAC speaking. And SNIT launches digital bouquet as self-employed enrollment hits 100,000.
All right.
The Anchor newspaper says colleges of education, teachers, government smoke peace pipe, sign MOU to end 2-month-old strike. 2 policemen accused of extortion interdicted after looting money from suspects' Momo wallet. You remember I read this story a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's staying with the police. Off-duty police officer guns down civilian over lorry fare. IGP promised deceased family of justice, and military police unite for election security readiness.
All right.
Chronicle newspaper Dampare warns political parties don't dare any attempt to disturb the peace will be met with legal action. NPP manifesto an action plan to build on Akufo-Addo's records. Senate unveils digital platforms to enhance member services, and then President breaks ground for 12 billion petroleum hub in Western region. That's here as well.
All right.
The BNFT says investors remain cautious amid easing inflation. That's on page 3. Another story is government urged to lower business cost amid rise in relocations and closures. Is it ASEC or ASEC? ASEC, not ASEC Mimosa though.
No.
Calls for private participation in ECG to address power crisis. And North Tema Cooperative Credit Union records 28.85% increase in profit.
Bernard, Economy Times, food insecurity worsens as July rate pegged at 5.7%. CD free fall. Stakeholders want urgent action to slow depreciation. And Bank of Ghana issues draft guidelines to regulate cryptocurrency and digital assets. Final one from me, business analyst. Voters exhibition begins today across the country. Ghana's economic growth has been erratic, IEA assets. Dr. Bawumia affirms support for business growth, and we remain strongly committed to achieving 2024 fiscal objectives. NDC to launch 2024 manifesto in Winneba on August 24.
Let me take you online, citynewsroom.com. is leading with Kolebu. Kolebu's been in the news for a number of reasons. We will clear consumables for renal patients stuck at Temaport soon. This is Kolebu's management speaking. As you read, voter exhibition exercise starts today. Minority says Bawomia's large staff undermines pledge to govern with 50 ministers. And Kojo Ponkruma says we've delivered 70% of our promises. He also, his colleague Gideon Bako says Bawomia's promises are credible. Trust in his leadership. All right. Another story, Professor Opokwa Jiman accuses MPP of copying Women's Development Bank policy. And Akufo-Addo cuts short for phase 1 of the Petroleum Hub project. Now, if you go to Channel 1 News, Gideon Bako says MPP hasn't delivered honey and milk, but remains the best option. And then he also describes his boss's mining proposal as a game changer. And then state enterprises are struggling due to inefficiency and political interference. Kwabena Donko, former power minister, is speaking. And Auditor General reports 41% drop in public sector financial irregularities. That's comforting. And Accra High School, you know Ahi School?
Yes, sir.
They received 2,400 tablets under the One Tablet, One Student initiative.
Nice.
Accra High School. All right, let's go to my John Online, still on Ghana politics. Import duties to be city-based, flat rate from 2025, says Opon Kroma, speaking on the Bawumia, manifesto. Also, Bawumia will sign anti-LGBTQ bill if it is properly constructed. That's an if from the same person, Kojo Opon Kroma. Other stories, renal patients are going to pick it over uncleared consumables. We told you that they will clear it today. Really disturbing news, or not disturbing, sad story. Godwin Avenogbo is reported to have passed on. Legendary broadcaster, legendary MC. His story is on multiple websites this morning. Everywhere else, Joe Biden seeks to hand the baton to Kamala Harris at the opening of the U.S. Democratic Convention. Let's get into the details of the stories.
Okay, if you go to the Daily Graphic, of course, the story that's dominating a lot of the papers this morning, the voter exhibition.
Yep.
The Daily Graphic says the EC, or the Electoral Commission, is set to mount the voters exhibition exercise from today to next Tuesday, August 27, to enable voters to verify their details in the register for the December 7 general election. The week-long exercise, scheduled to take place between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily, including Saturdays and Sundays, involves all registered voters. Quote, the purpose of the exhibition exercise is to allow prospective voters to verify their voter details such as name, sex, age, among others, as captured during the registration exercise, and make requests for amendments or insertions where necessary. That's end quotes. That's coming from a deputy chairperson of the EC in charge of operations, Mr. Samuel Tete, and he told the Daily Graphic this in an interview.
So it begins today, and all of us will go and check if our names are well spelled, if the particular polling station that you are expected to vote has your name and all of that. Chronicle.
Meantime, Dampare warns political parties don't dare. Benis Bessie is writing for the Chronicle newspaper. Inspector General of Police Dr. George Akufu Dampare, head of Election Security Task Force, has called on political parties to address any concerns about the electoral process through proper legal channels. He warned that any attempt to disrupt the peace will be met with legal action. IGP Dampare made these comments while leading a meeting with the Electoral Commission EC in Accra on Monday, August 19, 2024. He underscored the importance of maintaining peace, law and order throughout the election process, emphasizing the interconnectedness of all stakeholders and the critical role of peace and security in Ghana's overall well-being. Quote, we urge all stakeholders, particularly political parties, to address any issues or concerns through proper legal channels. We don't want to see anyone taking the law into their own hands. Should this occur, we'll address it in accordance with the law.
Deal with the Peace Council story before we come to the Petroleum Hub.
Okay, page 13 of the Daily Graphic. Peace is collective duty. That's coming from a Peace Council member.
Okay.
Right Reverend Colonel John Kwamena Otu, who's a board member of the National Peace Council, has said protecting the country's peace is a collective responsibility and not just a duty reserved for the council. He emphasized the need for vigilance among citizens and the collective responsibility of all stakeholders, including individuals, as he clarified the role of the National Peace Council of Ghana and the public in safeguarding the nation's peace during the upcoming 2024 elections.
All right, now stay with that. President cut short for, I think the first phase is the 12 billion and probably the overall project is.
Right.
So you want to deal with the final?
So the final is giving me the angle in a major move move to transform Ghana's energy sector, President Akufo-Addo has officially launched the first phase of the ambitious Petroleum Hub project in Nawuli, Jomoro, in the Western region. The project, with an estimated total cost of $12 billion US, aims to create a modern, diversified, and functionally sustainable energy economy for the country. It will be developed in 3 independent phases and will include a 300,000 barrel per day refinery, a petrochemical plant, and extensive storage and port facilities. Leading the phase of this first phase of this transformative project is the TCP UIC Consortium, a group of international and local partners selected for their technical expertise and financial strength. Meanwhile, PIAC is warning that Ghana risks losing $3 million US in unpaid surface rentals. So the government of Ghana may have lost between $2 million and $3 million in 2023 due to unpaid surface rentals owed by international oil companies, according to Richard Elima, a member of the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC. The surface rentals, amounting to $2.3 million US, are a critical revenue source for the government, yet their non-payment by some companies has resulted in significant financial losses for the country.
All right, now Kolebu Hospital is responding to concerns about renal consumables. This is a Citi Newsroom story. The management of Kolebu Teaching Hospital has assured that the consumables needed by renal patients currently stuck at the port will be cleared soon. Now, renal patients at the hospital have threatened to picket on Wednesday, August 21, in protest over the delay in clearing these essential supplies. Now, the shortage has already forced the unit to close for 3 weeks, gentlemen, depriving patients of vital medicine. An interview on Eyewitness News on Monday, PRO of Kolebu, Mustafa Salifu, stated that the hospital is working expeditiously to resolve the issue and restore services. We've apologized on several occasions for this challenge, and we continue to entreat them that they should exercise restraint, and that we've gotten commitment from the Ministry of Health that we will have the thing cleared. Meanwhile, the spokesperson for the renal patient, Bafo Kojo Ahinkra, has pleaded with the hospital to honor its assurances and ensure the timely clearance of the essential supplies. All right.
Okay. If you go to page 3 of the BNFT, there are 2 interesting stories. One, investors remain cautious amid easing inflation. Now, the story says, despite the drop in headline inflation for July 2024, investors remain cautious on the T-bill market. Although government will today meet its debt obligations and make coupon payments on new bonds, market observers anticipate continued cautious trading in view of government's high demand and attractive Bank of Ghana yields. The state has also relied almost exclusively on T-bills to finance its obligations, as it is unable to access the wider market. Now, the other story is coming from the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Now, the body represents the interest of business and advocates policies which promote trade and commerce. Now, the entity has stressed the need for government reconsideration of its tax systems, allowing private businesses to thrive and reduce relocation and collapses. For instance, the president of the industry, or the group, which is Dr. Clement Osayamuakum, he said in the last few months, several notable companies like Nivea, Glovo, Big Pens, Dark and Lovely Game, and Jumia Foods and others have either left or are considering leaving the market, attributing their decisions to high taxes and operational costs. The plans to depart and actual departure of these multinationals have not only affected job creation, but these departures have also had a prominent effect on the country's GDP and tax revenues. All
right, let's come to the rains and agri production and food security.
Dry spells and all. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture is outlining dry spell mitigation measures. Jonathan Donko writes for Ghanaian Times. This is back page. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture has asked farmers in some parts of the country experiencing inadequate rains to suspend a number of agricultural practices as mitigation strategy against the situation. Until sufficient rainfall occurs, the ministry says the affected farmers should suspend activities such as spraying of weedicides, application of fertilizer, planting of crops, and harvesting of yams. Public Relations Officer of the ministry, Tanko Bagbara, explained that by continuing these practices in the current low moisture conditions could worsen the situation and result in wasted investment. Quote, some farmers are still practicing these activities in anticipation of rain. It is an unhealthy practice. Once there is low moisture, an application of the above will worsen the situation and all your investment will be
It's pretty serious.
wasted.
Our correspondent in the north, one of them said it hasn't rained for 2 months in the part of the north that he's in. Can you imagine 2 months without rain? And it said the first time it rained was yesterday, but he doesn't know if it will be enough to do anything to the crops that have already dried up. Question is, what happened to our irrigation program? We have lots of river bodies. We're blessed with a big Volta lake. And we need to do landscaping and pumping of water. So it's something we should be talking about. So the ministry is doing what?
They said mitigating measures. So he's recommended adopting cowpea as an alternative crop, practicing cover cropping, and maintaining farm sanitation. Additionally, he maintained that the farmers should minimize crop disturbance such as uncontrolled pests, especially fall armyworm, in order to keep their farm secure. In summary, plant crops that can get you food within the next 75 to 90 days is what people should be focusing on.
I wish I could talk to the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority this morning, just to give us an understanding of what the challenges are. Because Nathan, anytime you drive to the Volta Lake area and you see the size of that thing, you wonder why we cannot have an irrigation program that even if there is a dry spell, we will still have enough water to plant food to eat. It's something we should really think about.
You know, Bernard, we are told that the power irrigation scheme was rehabilitated some 4 years ago, and we even say we underutilize our irrigation facilities. If you go to Navrongo, there are 2 new irrigation schemes fully rehabilitated. We have smallholder irrigation schemes that the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority has commenced work and completed some in terms of rehabilitation.
I mean, if you look at the money that was supposedly spent on one village, one dam, and that type of thing, we should be in a position to say, despite the lack of rains,
we have been able.
We will have enough food. We should not be. We should not be crying. So we need to look into that. All right, let's get to other stories.
If you go to page 4 of the Anchor newspaper, this is a very sad and disturbing story. Off-duty police officer guns down civilian over lorry fare. Now, an off-duty police officer identified as General Constable Smith Jechi has been arrested after tragically shooting and killing a 25-year-old man at Kwan's estate near Kuntunsi on Sunday, August 18. Now, the heinous crime reportedly occurred around 4 a.m. following an alleged confrontation between the deceased, Stanley Ahaji, and the police officer over lorry fare. The IGP, Dr. George Kufudampari, who has visited the deceased family together with members of the police management board to commiserate with them, assured that justice would be served. Now, the story says that Constable Jechi, who serves with the International Relations Directive, was said to be operating a commercial Matis vehicle for ride-hailing services. Reports indicate that the suspect was picked up a female passenger from Ablekuma Joma to Kwan's estate. However, after reaching the destination, the lady reportedly lost her way and called the deceased for assistance, which he agreed and came to her aid. Unfortunately, when he arrived at the estate gate, a disagreement erupted, and then the policeman pulled out his sidearm
Trigger happy
and shot this young man.
We're happy the IGP is involved. Hopefully it comes to something.
Well, two on page 5,
yes,
two
please.
policemen. Remember the story I told you of 2 policemen who allegedly extorted money from a gentleman?
Yeah.
Well, those policemen have been interdicted. Okay. Now the 2, Lance Corporal Philemon Adbevem and Lance Corporal Peter Badagbo, are assisting in investigation. And the gentleman Ametodo Emmanuel, he said the police arrested him, took him to a Momo place, took his money. He had been reporting this for a while, and finally he has the attention of the service.
Some good news here. The CTAG have agreed to call off their strike after a meeting in Labour. I'm reading from my journal online. The story says that the leadership of the College of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG, is set to call off their nationwide strike. This decision was reached after a meeting with the Ministry of Labour and Employment Relations through the Fair Wages Commission on Monday. The meeting aimed to address the pressing concerns of CTAG. So that's a good one on the Labour front. I don't know if you have anything else. I have a couple more here.
More food matters, Bernard. Food insecurity worsens as July rate pegged at 5.7%. This is Economy Times. Ghana's insufficient food consumption worsening as July's rate is pegged at 5.77%. The latest Food Security Monitor report has said the unfortunate phenomenon is largely attributed to ongoing cost of living crisis, which has been exacerbated by persistently high inflation, a weakening currency, and soaring fuel prices. So the current economic pressures have driven up the cost of essential commodities, particularly staple foods such as maize and rice. Earlier, the World Food Programme in its February 2024 report and subsequent March analysis warned that approximately 1.05 million Ghanaians would face food insecurity between June and August 2024. So that's about
let me end on a somber note. Big Godwin, the man they called the Grand Master.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's a great MC, renowned virtual broadcaster and director of communications at Melcom Group. Godwin Avenogba has been reported dead. So he's a former employee of GBC.
Yeah.
GBC posted a test notice of sudden demise via social media on Monday. That's Facebook, and he was known as a Grandmaster.
Yeah, man.
And then we are told that it was last Thursday, August 15, an active part of activities at the GJA 75th anniversary celebration lecture at the La Palma Beach Hotel in Accra. Yeah. He was actually chairman of the anniversary planning committee. And then the GBC Facebook post acknowledged that he had bowed out. Yeah. Great voice, did a lot. We learned a lot from him. Condolences to the GBC team, to his family, and to his children. May he rest in peace. Amen. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Caleb. Coming up next, Citi Business News.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium premium fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. One pair way now open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Yo, Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work. But you know it's out your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I did for you. Many want. If I believe I did your side. Fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I did your side, fidelity.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Citi Business News brought to you by MTN. Are you a small to medium-sized business looking to manage communication costs effectively? MTN SME Plus offers flexible prepaid packages, whether they are classic, super, or premium, that includes talk time, SMS, data, and voice services. Enjoy free on-net calls every Monday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Dial star 5060 has to subscribe today. For more details, contact us via WhatsApp 0244 308 111. Let's get business done better. And with that, I welcome Nashika Caesar with the news. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and Access Bank. My name is Nashika Caesar. Coming up, Controller and Accountant General respond to concerns by Auditor General over non-disclosure of taxes collected from gold exports in 2023. Also coming up, Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications calls for a reduction in taxes on data to ease the financial burden of consumers. And later, consumers of rice, maize and other grains to pay more for the produce as drought situation in northern Ghana persists. Now, the Controller and Accountant General Kwesi Ajay has responded to concerns raised by the Auditor General regarding the non-disclosure of taxes collected from gold exports in 2023. The reports found that while gold exports from 9 mining companies were valued at 53.1 billion Ghana cedis in 2023, there was no available data to verify the amount of royalties collected. Kwesi Ajay made these comments when he took his turn before the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament. Now, the government's over-reliance on the money market has intensified as it borrows heavily to finance maturing bills and critical projects following its exclusion from the international capital market. However, over the past 6 weeks, the government has consistently missed its borrowing target, raising concerns among investors and stakeholders. There's more in the following report.
The government borrowed over 115 billion Ghana cedis from the treasury market in the first half of 2024, marking a 70.22% increase over the same period last year. This sharp increase has triggered concerns among investors, particularly in the light of recent undersubscription trends in government securities. The recent trajectory of undersubscription in government securities has raised alarms within the investment communities. Stakeholders are becoming increasingly wary of the government's heavy reliance on the domestic market for financing, with many questioning the sustainability of this approach. Professor Peter Korte, an economist, highlighted the potential risk of this borrowing strategy.
Much borrowing from the money market is also not encouraged, because then government is crowding out the private sector. So if more of these funds are also going to the real sector, private sector, rather than going into government treasury bills, then that is fine for the economy. Let's also note that with the debt negotiations and restructuring, government would gradually reduce its borrowing on the treasury bill market. So I think government finances might not suffer that much, because it has other options, getting some more concessional loans, getting debt negotiations, debt restructuring, interest rate cuts, and many others.
The government, in its July report on the post-COVID-19 program for economic growth, informed the International Monetary Fund that its immediate priority remains issuing sufficient treasury bills to finance the fiscal deficit. However, Wilson Zilevo, an investment analyst at Data Bank, expressed concerns that the current trajectory of undersubscription would complicate government efforts to secure adequate financing.
There could be some linkage to the election, the upcoming election. Yes, it could squeeze government a bit on that front, and that could be quite problematic. So yes, if I'm to give a direct answer to it, yes, it could affect government in a way. That's why it's important that they meet their target.
Wilson Zilevo there, who is an economist and fixed income analyst, and in that report filed by Emmanuel Opong. Away from that, the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications is making a strong case for a reduction in taxes on data to help reduce its cost and ease the financial burden on consumers. The Chamber is also urging a review of current policies to make the sector more attractive to investors. The following report has the details.
Recently, mobile network subscribers in Ghana raised concerns about the high cost of data, highlighting its impact on their finances. This issue appears to have resurfaced, with Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia committing to work closely with industry stakeholders for clear policy guidelines to eliminate investor uncertainty and facilitate business planning. He also highlighted the need for swift allocation of spectrum to enhance digital inclusion. For Engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications, critical interventions are necessary, particularly in addressing the tax component that contributes to high cost of data.
When we buy data now, the taxes that are on it, so you start all the way from your CST before you would apply all of those levies on it, and then you come and apply a VAT to it. So your effective tax rate is around 24% on just your purchases. So that's also another important conversation, that anybody who wants to reduce the cost of data would have to consider the fact that there's a lot of taxes that anybody who goes buying data has to pay. So that has to be looked at.
Engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe also called for measures to attract more investment into the telecommunications industry.
You have Vodafone leaving the market, and selling off to Telecom and all of that. The industry, as we speak now, is really not attractive. The industry is consolidating. So we also need to make sure that the margins in the industry are at such a point that it will be able to attract the investments that we need. So as we talk about driving the cost of data, we also should be looking at driving down the cost of doing telecom business.
That was the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications, Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, ending that report by Citi Business News' Daniel Sakite. Now, if you like to consume rice, maize, groundnut or millet, then you may have to brace yourself to pay more in the coming days. This is because rice farmers are forecasting a potential increase in the prices of grains due to the impact of the lack of rainfall over the last 2 months in the northern regions and middle belt of Ghana. The drought, according to farmers, has resulted in the loss of approximately 30,000 hectares of farmland, leading to significant losses of grains. Nana Edupoku is the Chief Executive Officer for the Competitive Africa Rice Platform, Ghana, and he's been speaking on the issue.
Should expect price hikes in maize, in soy, in rice, and in sorghum and millet. It is definitely going to, because yield would not be what the farmer is expecting. Already, our yields are very poor because of our agronomic practices. And a lot of interventions have gone into farmers doing the right thing, yet it is difficult. So when such a situation comes, then we are in very, very difficult place. Currently, CAP, that is the Competitive African Rice Platform, in conjunction with the ECOWAS Rice Observatory and GIZ, that is the German government organization, is doing a matching grant to help farmers enhance their farming practice and living and bring better yield.
That was the Chief Executive Officer for the Competitive Africa Rice Platform, Ghana, Nana Edupoku, speaking there. Now, the General Agricultural Workers Union, GAU, is bemoaning the government's lack of commitment in addressing challenges confronting the agricultural sector. This follows Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's comment to introduce a robust measures to ensure food security to help stabilize food prices. Reacting to the comment, the immediate past General Secretary of GAU, Edward Kariwa, stated that Dr. Bawumia should demonstrate this commitment to these promises by initiating their implementation now.
As a country, I think that we've gotten it wrong, or we are not focusing well enough when it comes to agricultural production. Because the One Village, One Dam project, you've seen that it is not successful as we wish it to be. It's not. And it has also, because of the poor performance of agriculture, the One District, One Factory project is severely impacted on, because they have to source their raw materials from agricultural produce, and agricultural produce is very expensive and sometimes not even available. So it means that their cost of production will be very high, and therefore they cannot be competitive. And they will certainly wind up in the midst of high cost of production, electricity costs, water costs, and labor costs, and all manner of things. So for some of us, we need to really even not promise anything, but just do what we have to do, because we all know what we are supposed to do and we are not doing.
Edward Kariwa is the immediate past General Secretary of the General Agricultural Workers Union, GAU. On the Forex market today, the dollar could be sold to you at 15 cedis, 85 pesos. The British pound is going for 20 cedis, 30 pesos, and the euro at 17 cedis, 10 pesos. And that does it for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and Access Bank. My name is Nashika Siza. Many thanks for spending your time with me. Do have a great business day.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goil brings takes you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Gold stations nationwide. Gold Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Gold Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Gold Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who be feel? Good energy. Joy,
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
12 minutes past 7, Citi Breakfast Show, Tuesday, the 20th of August. So many things to talk about this morning on the show. Send us your comments, 054-998-6996. Still quite can't wrap my mind around why a country as blessed as we are, and I keep saying this, with the third largest man-made lake in the world, why on earth should we be complaining that it hasn't rained for 2 months in the north? Ministry of Agriculture has asked farmers in some parts of the country experiencing dry patches or dry spells to suspend a number of agricultural practices as mitigation strategy against the situation. My question is, what happened to our irrigation? What is our Irrigation Development Authority doing? What happened to the One Village, One Dam? What are we doing with the Volta Lake and the Volta River and all the rivers? Somebody sent me a very interesting text message, which I want you to think about before we get into any interview. He says, Bernard, crops don't need rain. Crops need water. I think it's very powerful. It says, consider this. Crops don't need rain. No. What they need is water. So even though rain is water, there's water. You understand? So they need water. So you have water. So if you don't have, if Ghana didn't have any water, then you can say we have a drought.
Yes.
The Volta Lake level has been put on the screen of the newspaper. The level to yesterday.
You mean the front page?
Yes. 269.95 feet. That's high enough. So if crops need water and it's not raining, what people do is they connect the water to the crops through technology.
Yeah. And you can't always rely on the rain to produce water.
Today, Ghana Irrigation Development Authority, you have to come and tell Ghanaians what you've been doing. Because the reason we pay you is for this.
Yeah.
We pay you so that when there's no rain, there will be water. So if you don't have irrigation, what are you doing? Then they should sack all of you. So you have to go and answer the question. Seriously, Ghana Irrigation Development Authority, GIDA. Sounds like GIDA, but it's not. It's GIDA. So this morning, I'm calling GIDA. That's where my microphone is. Because they are saying there's food insecurity, there's drought and all of those things. Not rain for 2 months. What have you been doing? So this morning, you have to answer that question. Wherever you are, you have to come and answer the question. All right, kickoff is next. Gabi Ofe is already here. Kickoff is brought to you by Lesheho, financial institution with a fixed deposit solution that's making your money work harder for you. Don't settle for average returns. Join the investment revolution with our fixed deposit solution and take charge of your financial future. Call Lesheho on 027-004-0799. Send a WhatsApp to 027-004-0733. Lesheho, let's improve life. And we're also sponsored by Zonda. Zonda Ghana Limited, your one-stop shop for quality trucks like Santui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, power pickups, TX trucks, and oil tanks, all made and assembled right here in Ghana. At Zonda, we do not only create opportunity and empower people, we also provide top-notch after-sales service for all your heavy and light-duty trucks and machinery needs. Call us on 0501 772 222. Zonda is around the Tema Flower Road, close to the Free Zones Enclave. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
There are numbers forward for Leicester, and we haven't said that very often. Flashes across from away from Reed. Atawu. Vardy! Well, one chance, one goal for the legend of Leicester. It's over, and both sides will look at it and think, well, we could have won it. Jamie Vardy having equalised.
All right, so big assist for Fatai Isaac last night against Tottenham Hotspurs. At the King Power Stadium, game ended 1-0 between the two sides, and that was the final game for match week 1 in the English Premier League. Also coming up,
GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 13th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC.
all right, so the fallout from the African Games is still on. More from Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf in a bit. He was at a park meeting yesterday. I love that. Coming up, my name is Gabi Ofe. Okay, let's get into the details now. And the Ministry of Youth and Sport has reported that an amount of $3 million has been paid to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation for the coverage of the 13th African Games back in March. Now, this follows a question raised by the Member of Parliament for Ningo Prom, Simon Nate George, about the delays in the payment of technicians, broadcasting firm who worked on the coverage of the games held back in March this year. Well, here are the excerpts of the proceedings from the Public Accounts Committee sitting.
You had an arrangement with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 13th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC.
Do you have per chance what the amount was?
I can't recall the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million US dollars.
You paid GBC
yes.
in excess of $3 million US dollars for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here and maybe the next time GBC appears before us, because most of the technicians who worked on the All Africa Games have still not been paid. And so we wanted to ascertain if you have paid and how much has been paid.
All right, so Samonate George is the MP for Ningo Prom. You heard him there speaking to Ghana Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf. So over to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Well, taking you to Kumasi and Ghana's first AFCON qualifier group match against Angola's Sable Antelopes set to take place on September 5 at the Babayara Sports Stadium. Well, there are concerns about the condition of the playing surface because it was recently used for church activities and it was left in a poor condition. Well, we reached out to the Abdul Majid Bawa, who is the Deputy Director General of the National Sports Authority.
As we speak, on Wednesday, the Green Grass Technology, who is assisting us and who is currently in Takwa, after the second top 4 game on Wednesday, he will be moving to Kumasi to continue assisting our people. And I can assure you that the pitch is ready and the pitch will be ready to host the Black Star game. Before we handed over the facility for that particular program, the ministry requested our recovery plan, which we give them, and the ministry was satisfied with the fact that we have a robust plan in waiting to recover the pitch, because we knew that after the program there will be some amount of damage to the pitch. And then we make preparation, we make provisions, awaiting the completion of the project. And this program didn't just happen because they wanted to do it and they did it.
All right, so that's Abdul Majid Bawa, who is the Deputy Director General of the National Sports Authority. Well, speaking of the Black Stars, the midfielder Abdul Salih Samed has been relegated to the reserve team of League 1 side RC Lan as the club tried to balance its books in the ongoing transfer window. The 24-year-old joined Lens back in 2022, but struggled with injuries last season, which limited his appearance to 27 in all competitions. Well, in women's football, Black Princesses head coach Yusuf Bazigi has announced his final squad for the upcoming FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup, which will take place in Colombia. The roster features goalkeeper Jana Kayla Sapon from Urban University, along with defender Alexandra Emefate, who plays for City United ECNL. Leading the attack will be Mayfield Nyame from Athfa of Morocco, alongside Salamati Abdullahi and also Mariam Ponsa of Ampem Dakwan Ladies. The Princesses will take on Japan, Austria, and New Zealand in their group, and hoping to progress out of the group stage for the first time after qualifying for a 7th consecutive World Cup appearance. To some athletics, and former Olympic men's 100-meter champion Justin Gatlin has praised Botswana sprinter Leslie Tebogo for his wonderful appearance in the recently held 2024 Paris Olympics. Tebogo won gold in the men's 200 meters and silver in the men's 4x400 meter relay despite losing his mother earlier this year. And Gatlin added that Tebogo's mind and heart were set on the 200 meters that had a 21-year-old beat 100-meter champion Noah Laos.
To start the season off with an amazing 300, an amazing 400, a world-leading 200, and then hearing the upsetting news that your mother passed, and then going into this place where a lot of us can never really understand, and to realize that you still have to compete. You still have a duty to do. And to come back to the Olympics in front of the world and still do your best. He did a great job in 100. He got a national record. But I think his mind and his heart was really set on that 200. Because clearly you see he dropped 1946. An amazing time for anybody. But when he finished that race, he showed the world. He took his spike off, he held it to the camera, and he showed that was his mother's birthday. He did it for her. How do you stop somebody from running as fast as they can humanly run? Because they're not running for themselves. They're running for someone that you can't even describe how much they love. He went out there and did it for her, man. That's a story within itself.
All right, so that's former Olympic men's 100-meter champion Justin Gatlin. Big words for Leslie Tebogo. While in Europe, Jamie Vardy's assurances to Steve Cooper he was fit to pay dividends as the veteran striker's goal against the run of play and Leicester, a 1-0 draw with Tottenham at the King Power Stadium. Ghana's Fatah Isaku cooked the goal with a lovely assist to Vardy, his first assist of the season for the Foxes. Here's the Ghanaian after the game.
This day was a special day and my debut for the Premier League, and it was a great feeling, and it's great to take a point out of it, and I'm so happy, and it was a dream come true for me, and we keep going.
Is it too soon to kind of work out the differences between the Championship and the Premier League after one game, what you found tonight?
Yeah, there's difference in the Premier League because it's more intense and more running. You have to keep on coping up with the team, and yeah, there are differences, but we keep going.
All right, so that's Ghana's Fatah Isaku speaking after grabbing his first assist for Leicester City last night against Spurs. Well, let's now hear from the goal scorer himself, Jamie Vardy.
Well, Jamie, still got it.
Yeah, still managing to keep the standards up, and just delighted, obviously, to get at least a point, and maybe could have nicked it.
Yeah, I saw the emotion pour out of you when you got the goal. I mean, considering the occasion, considering the match tonight, being back in the Premier League, just how much did it mean to get that equaliser?
No, it was great, but it's what we need as a team. We made sure that after half time, made sure we went in maximum 1-0. Knew that if we started playing, getting on the ball, we could create problems, and obviously with it only being 1-0, you're always in the game. So I think we upped it a bit in the second half, started pressing a bit more, and started causing them a lot of problems.
All right, so that's Leicester forward Jamie Vardy speaking there. Well, to some transfer stories, and Chelsea have agreed a fee in principle for Atletico midfield forward, not midfielder, João Felix, with Conor Gallagher moving in the other direction as part of the deal. If the Felix deal is done, it will be 12 summer signings for Chelsea, with an average age of under 21, spending £185 million since June 14 and bulking up their squad to more than 50 senior players. Well, Okay Gundogan is also being allowed to explore options to leave Barcelona this summer. A 33-year-old has been at the Catalan club for one full season after opting to leave Manchester City on a free transfer. In the Italian Serie A, Juventus made a perfect start to life under new boss Thiago Motta, cruising to a 3-0 victory over newly promoted side Como at the Allianz Stadium. Wrapping up with tennis, and Yannick Sinner, he beat Frances Tiafoe in a straight set in the Cincinnati Open final as the world number 1 found his best form out of the US Open and the final Grand Slam of the year. For the women's singles, Aryna Sabalenka also enjoyed a perfect preparation for the US Open as she comfortably beat Jessica Pegula 6-3, 7-5 in that final of the Cincinnati Open. That's your sports this morning. For more, you can head to citysportsonline.com and on X at City Sports JH. We'll be back later at 5 p.m. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Shell, Lesheho, and Zonda JH. My name is Gabi, your friend. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, we improve your life.
In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power, because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell, go well.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years? I just got awarded the deal. But the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, power pickups, 4-land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks, made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sale service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office? Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks, located at Tema, off the Flower Road. Call 0501-772-222 or 0501-773-333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The health and nutrition segment is next and is proudly brought to you by Sankofa Natural Spices.
Hi,
This is Health Secrets by Sankofa Natural Spices. I am Dr. Simi. Let's continue our talk on hypertension. Today we deal with the DASH diet, dietary approaches to stop hypertension. That is the diet. It was created to combat hypertension and reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease development. The DASH diet is low in red meat, salt, added sugars, and fats. Foods that can help regulate hypertension include leafy greens such as spinach, kontomire, kale, and collard greens, berries such as blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries, citrus fruits, oranges, etc. Overall, incorporating the DASH diet helps reduce the risk of hypertension development. Catch you soon. Sankofa Natural Spices, Din DA.
Sankofa Natural Spices are made in Ghana with only natural ingredients with your health in mind. DDA.
The Health and Nutrition segment was brought to you by Sankofa Natural Spices.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hey, well, yo, I did tire for Abu Chef. See, everything I do, Abu won't do some. Last year, I bought a cattle farm in Yanton. I see he go buy a farm next to mine. I marry Fauzia. No, he marries Fauzia's sister. I buy my motorbike. I see, no, he go buy motorbike too. Hey.
But you don't see, say, since you buy your bike, he has bought 4 motorbikes, which have all broken down. You know they maintain bikes at all.
His problem be say he dey put wrong lubricant for his bike inside. The correct motorbike oil where if you put inside be Shell Advanced Lubricant. Shell Advanced Lubricant be the only motorbike oil where they make them for motorbike to protect engine, clutch and brake. Where you no. Wait me, wallahi, I no go tell him. Shell. Hey, well, hey, where you dey go?
If you don't go tell Abu, me I dey go tell him say make you use Shell Advanced Lubricant for him bike.
Hey, visit any Shell station or distributor today to get your Shell Advanced Lubricant for your motorbike. Shell Advance, complete protection for your bike.
Why do you allow cough, cold, and flu to ruin your happiness? You need Samalin cough syrup. Samalin cough syrup will relieve you and your family from coughs, cold, and flu. Samalin offers a whole range that provides relief for the entire family. Insist on your Samalin in pharmacies and over-the-counter medicine sellers. Samalin cough syrup from Danex iTin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Join the Republic Verse. Enter the Republic Bank space. Online or within the banking hall, we open the right doors for you to make the most of life. With our suite of superb banking products and services, our clients, corporate, SME, investments, and individuals get to enjoy amazing benefits. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We're the one for you.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV. Telling your story, empowering change.
Nominations are open for the 8th edition of the prestigious Ghana Energy Awards until August 30th. Under the theme, the role of local content in building Ghana's energy sector. Categories for this year include the Energy Personality of the Year, Energy Company of the Year, and many more.
Visit www.GhanaEnergyAwards.com.
Endorsed by the Ministry of Energy and the World Energy Council Ghana. Media partners, Joy FM, Graphic News Plus. For sponsorship inquiries, please call 030-3940-300. Ghana Energy Awards, 8 years of redefining excellence.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show.
chen mami mbo komobi min komo nyina ni de min yudo inkrofon tasio odona mi o ma won kutonu obi arani wa obotun asisa madwin wo wo
Usut na min chen mami mbo komobi en komo nyina ni de obi anyi wo nyi wo se Snamichen, mami mpogo nkomobi, inkomo nyina renyite, wasam nyemasa.
Semitsu unza mi hunza mi yemumpo, medagendo suomi mwa, wawire chichiri mami nije, baby snamichen, mami mpogo nkomobi, minkomo nyina renyite, mewa pieza mauta. Wondo ashemima
Missy Maria's in Yinamawo
Wenije ashemima
Deminsi, don't you break my heart Snamichen, mami komobi Inkomo nyinarenite Obiani wanyuse Snamichela, mami mbogo komobi, inkomo nyinarenide, wasam nyemasa.
7:37 Citi Breakfast Show, Tuesday, the 20th of August. Thank you for staying with us. Let's wish our people a happy birthday this morning. Kindly wish my mom, Mrs. Christiana Mamle Kisei, Mama C, a happy 85th birthday. She's blessed beyond measure. We thank God for her life. Happy birthday to Mrs. Asteel Planche. As you turn this major milestone, may God bless and increase you, grant you strength and good health. From your husband, children, grandchildren, and the entire family. Happy birthday to beautiful Eva Mamle of Zenith Bank Head Office. Keep walking in grace and in prosperity. This is coming from Festus. Wishing Enyonam Dagbe of Food and Drugs Authority a blissful and joyous birthday as she celebrates another year of her life. May this new chapter be filled with abundant blessings, a good health, continued success as the Lord adds another to your journey. Coming in from Nana Abuaji. Help me wish our twin boys Nathan Ninote and Ethan Ninote Noi a happy birthday. They are proof that God listens to the silent prayers of the heart. May God bless them and keep them for us. From Daddy Ninoy, Mommy Priscilla, and Sister Audrey. And to the Kujo of Obapa Utensils Sebreponia Tamamichel Camp. We usually call you living the moment. Receive multiplication of the services you offer to ministry. God bless you, our father Kujo, from David and Emilia of Wembley Court Estate, Tema Akosombo Road.
Missy Maria's in Yinamawo.
All right, so many things to talk about this morning. I am still concerned about the effects of, I don't know, we're told it's like two months of no rain on our agriculture. There's a story in the back page of the Ghanaian Times that says the ministry is outlining dry spell mitigation measures, some of which are here listed. I'm going to go through some of them shortly. But my question is, why should Ghana be complaining that it's not raining for a month and a few days? All right. So this is what is happening. So there's a report that has been put together by a team called Africa Ignitia. All right. So apparently there has been rain in Sahel. So it says the rainy season is well established over Sahel and West Africa, with the extreme north of Ghana being at the margins. So that's the point. Margins of the recent activity. Lately, rains have mainly occurred in the far north, as can be seen in the graph or in the map. This has left large portions of Ghana mostly dry, meaning that the little dry season normally affecting mostly southern Ghana has been extending further up north. It is expected that rains will start to expand further south again so that farmers in the Nkranza cluster can begin planting As soon as sufficient rain has fallen to moisturize, they are mostly dry soils. As more rains are expected in the days ahead. All right, this was put together by a team. And then it says, for the next 6 days, it is clear that rains are beginning to affect areas further south than has been the case for the past 1 to 1.5 months. Most of the rain is expected to fall starting Tuesday, so that's today, and on Friday, with the largest amount over northern Ghana, but with significant possible rain in Nkranza cluster. Then they do the next 4 weeks outlook. So this is the issue. For the past month and a half, there's not been enough rain, and it is leading to some mini drought. So the question is, why? All right, why? Look, and I'm not here to criticize something like the Petroleum hub, but a country that has the Volta Lake, that has 32 million mouths to feed, is prepared to invest 12 billion in a petroleum hub. Fine. How much are you investing in irrigation? All right. How much are you investing in making sure that you can grow enough food to eat? You see, this is all what I always say. We sometimes make things sound so technical. IMF, World Bank, World Food Program, UNICEF, big, all those things are important. I don't decry technical anything, but this one is just common sense. You have a country that when COVID-19 came, people who have rice, they won't sell to you because they want to keep their people first. God has given you arable land from Sisala, Fumbisi Valley, Afram Plains, the Volta Basin, the Voltairean Basin, all the way to Afife, down south. You have young men and women who have muscles, labor. You have the Volta Lake. So maybe what don't you have? Maybe you don't have enough fertilizer. Even with that, okay, you have what do you call it? Compost. You have organic fertilizer you can do. You have big fertilizer companies in the country. I know that it's easier said than done, but you cannot tell me that we should not be able to feed ourselves. And after 1.5 months of rain, we are here wondering what to do. Farmers are complaining. They don't know what to do. Government is asking them to do drought mitigation measures. All right? And he outlined some of the measures. They should suspend spraying of weedicide, application of fertilizer, planting of crops, and harvesting of yams. And then he says, what should the farmers do? Okay, let me read the story. The PRO of Ministry, Tanko Bagbara, explained that by continuing this practice in the current low moisture conditions could worsen the situation and result in wasted investments. Some farmers are still practicing these activities I listed in anticipation of the rain. It's an unhealthy practice. Once there is low moisture, an application of the above will worsen the situation and all your investment will be wasted. He was speaking to the Ghanaian Times in response to the Newsroom's report on how the lack of rains in some parts of the country was having a toll on farming, rising fears of imminent food shortage. Farmers who have already plowed their lands but are yet to plant, he recommended several adaptive strategies, including changing to short crop duration varieties. I mean, why are we depending on rain-fed agriculture? I did agric science in JSS, and they said that one of the reasons why we can't feed ourselves is rain-fed agriculture. So somebody should explain to me, am I being simplistic when I say, if you have the world's third largest man-made lake in the world, you should not be depending on rain-fed agriculture. You should not. As I speak to you, Burkina Faso, which has a third of its country being controlled by rebels, still produces enough tomatoes to sell to Ghana. Right? Niger, which is at the base of the Sahara Desert, produces enough onions to export to Ghana. So it means that you can farm even in certain conditions. So what is different with Ghana? Why are the Burkinabes more productive in tomatoes than we are, even with a dysfunctional government? Is it their attitude? What is the problem?
Just a quick one. Can you highlight, does the story highlight the affected areas? Are we looking at northern parts or the upper regions as well?
So, Techiman, Kintampo, Nkranza.
Okay.
Then you go to Bimbela. So, the way I see it, apart from the extreme Sisala area in Upper West and the extreme Northeast, from the northern region down to the transition zone, they are having lower rainfalls. They've had lower rainfall for the past month and a half. So it's basically northern region, Savannah region, coming down to Bono East. So transition to north. The rains in the Sahel regions, I'm told, has affected the extreme. So, most of Ghana's maize is produced in Sisala. They are having some rain. I'm not sure about Fumbisi, where they do rice. But I don't understand it.
Is it a legitimate question to then ask that, okay, this is why we were supposed to have done the dams, so that in times like this, if we don't have 2 months of rain, the dams would be a support service. So you're asking where the dams are?
That's an additional question, yes. Because if you've built 500 dams, presumably mostly in the north, and you see the
426.
Good. And you have about 7 river systems. The Volta is the largest because you dammed it in 2 places. You dammed it you originally dammed it at Akosombo to create the Volta Lake, and then Achampon dammed it at Pong. So if you go to Asuchwari down to Pong, there's a lot of vegetable planting there because damming of the Volta. See, when you dam the river, then you have large volume of water that you can then use power to do irrigation.
Okay.
All right. So you have the Volta has the red Volta, the white Volta, and the black Volta all coming in. So the north has these rivers. Then you have the rivers like the Kulpon, and then even the Bagre Dam, when it's open, more water comes from the northeast. All right. So you did a show on the Pualugu Dam.
Yes.
If the Pualugu can revolutionize farming in the whole of the northeast, right? Because once you dam it and you have a lake, you are able to plant a lot of food. My point is, we've had independence for 67 years. Why haven't we prioritized damming? You get the Pualugu multipurpose dam, we're told was going to cost us in excess of, 20 billion. This morning, you're saying you are building a petroleum hub, and you are saying it's going to be 60 billion. The question is, don't you think that you need to... You see, there's something called a Dutch disease, and they keep telling us that when you have a resources, Nigeria and these countries, where once they have oil revenues, they forget agriculture. I think this... It doesn't make sense to me. How can you tell me that 1.5 months of rain, everything has come to a standstill? How? Where is the irrigation program? How much have we invested?
Irrigation program?
The Ghana Irrigation Development Authority's job is to implement government's irrigation policy. You get it? And if you are going to produce food in volumes, planting for food and jobs, as I said, you don't need rain for food. You need water for food. Ghana has more rain than Israel, but Israel produces fruits that they used to produce, juice that they sell to us. We send people to Israel to learn how to do irrigation. So there's something fundamentally wrong with the way we're doing things. And there's a report. In fact, let me play this report for you. It will help you.
Because I'm just looking at highlights of a
so
story
here's the premise. Northern Ghana is currently grappling with a severe drought that has sparked widespread concerns about food security and the livelihoods of thousands of farmers. The region has been without rain for over 2 months, with the extended dry spells stunting crop growth and leaving farmers with little hope for successful harvest. Huge losses have been recorded with staples such as rice, maize, groundnut, and millet withering due to lack of rainfall. There is more in this report by Citi News' Shawana Yusuf. She aired this on Saturday on CNR, Channel 1.
Farmers across northern Ghana are experiencing significant losses as their crops and agricultural output have been devastated by the prolonged drought. Crops such as maize, rice, groundnut, and millet, staples of the region, have withered due to the lack of rainfall. This situation has led to a sharp drop in food production, raising alarms over potential food shortages in the near future. Smallholder farmers, who make up a large portion of the agricultural workforce, have expressed their despair. Speaking to Channel 1 News, many of them share that they have lost hope and believe that even if rains were to arrive now, it might be too late to salvage their crops.
If there was a rain, by this time we have harvested a long time. Maybe within the last 2 weeks. By then, the corn will be ready for us to use. But I think how it comes, this is disaster. because you can see all the places. Even we have a beans we planted here. It couldn't survive. We don't talk of the corn. You can also see the corn, how it is. So I think we are hopeless.
Alhaji Mashood Mohammed, a commercial farmer and the 2021 National Best Farmer, owns over 3,000 acres of farmland. He provided a detailed breakdown of the impact the drought would have on farmers and the broader economy. He also highlighted the role of poor agronomic practices and environmental degradation in exacerbating the crisis.
Possibly we may be breaking even, but profit, we are not doubting it. And we are dealing with about 1,333 acres of maize field and almost 2,170 acres of rice field, soybean, and then sorghum. But looking at the impact of this drought, by now we should have finished planting everything. I mean, from rice, maize, sorghum, and everything. But currently, as we still speak, we are still planting. We are still waiting for the rains to come, and then we'll plant sorghum and then cowpea. We are dealing with all those things. But unfortunately, because of the drought, we are not able to do. If you look at the northern sector, for almost 3 weeks now, the place is very cold. And as it is cold, you know, sunshine is not heating the earth surface very well to cause something they call transpiration and evaporation. So because of that, there is no condensation for the rains to come back to earth for us to enjoy whatever. So if you look at these two things, it is just the main contributions of where we are today with regards to this drought.
The regional officer for the General Agricultural Workers Union, GAWU, responsible for the Northern and Upper East regions, also spoke to Channel 1 News. He emphasized that thousands of farmers have been severely affected by the drought, which will worsen the already dire food insecurity situation in the country. He called for urgent support for farmers during these challenging times.
The weather or the drought has really affected farmers in Ghana, especially the three northern regions. And if we are going to talk about the numbers, as you know, greater proportion of the working people in Ghana are the farmers. The informal economy is greater than the formal economy in the country. So when we are going to talk about the numbers, we have huge numbers. We are talking of thousands of farmers who has been affected due to this drought. So we are appealing to government and other NGOs to come together. Let's see the way forward, what we can do. We have been appealing to government to see what we can do to increase systems like the irrigation systems in the country. And I think with regards to this situation, the irrigation system is the way to go. If government can come to our aid, we have irrigation systems in the country. In the northern regions, we have about three irrigation systems: Lipga, Buntanga, Golinga. In the upper east, we have Tono, Via. We have big irrigation systems. So if the rains is not coming, there is drought in the country. Governments will come together and let's see the way forward.
Experts from the Center for Scientific and Industrial Research, Savannah Agricultural Research Institute, CSIR SARI, have also weighed in on the situation. Dr. Joseph Ejabeng Dankwa, a principal research scientist and plant breeder at the institute, acknowledged that the drought is not only a challenge for farmers but also for researchers. He noted that if the meteorological agency had been able to predict the drought, it would have been more beneficial for both farmers and researchers.
What is happening is something that nobody prepared for. It is normal to have 2 weeks of dry spells, normally between July or August. But for us to have continuously dry period, the last heavy rain, serious rainfall we had in Tanyankala here was 7th July. 7th July, that was when we had what I can call rainfall. The rest have been drizzles, but since 7th July, we've not had any serious rainfall. And it has really been a challenging period for most of the people here, farmers, and even researchers alike. So that is it. And I would say we were not able to forecast some of these things. If the Ghana Meteo was able to perhaps predict some of these things, then farmers could have been aware of an event like this and then prepare. But as it is now, we could not forecast, and we were all taken by surprise.
Dr. Ejabendankwa believes this situation should serve as a wake-up call for farmers to adopt the improved crop varieties developed by the Institute, which are drought-resistant and have shorter gestation periods. He further urged the relevant authorities to improve their weather prediction system to prevent similar hardships from occurring in the future.
And this is a lesson to us that going forward, authorities should be able to at least predict ahead of time the kind of season we should expect, the onset and then the cessation of the rainfall. This information is very useful to farmers on the kind of varieties that they have to adopt and plant. So it's a lesson to all of us and a wake-up call for scientists and for farmers and for the policymakers alike.
Madam Fatahia Zakaria, Advocacy and Engagement Officer on the Go Adapt project, dispelled rumors of the drought being a spiritual issue, indicating it is the effect of climate change that calls for urgent action.
We want to gather CSOs to have a common voice, and we also want to create more awareness on the climate change that is happening in northern Ghana. So we see that people are not really abreast with the issues, and some are even saying that it's now even spiritual, but we want to let them know that this is a climate change that has taken place, and we need to come together as a region to be able to fight this climate change and also adapt to be able to survive in the coming years.
Now, Shawama Yusuf's report, 3 minutes to 8. The question is, what does the Ghana Irrigation Authority do? What does the Minister of Agriculture do with irrigation? 1.5 months with no rain in the north, and we are basically at our wits' end. We are spending billions of dollars doing everything but the most important thing. If there's I keep saying this. Since I started studying agri science, class 5, Mrs. Glover, rain-fed agriculture, irrigation. How much have been committed to irrigation? Why is irrigation not seen as a public good? Why will a poor farm? Irrigation is not the kind of thing that every farmer can do if you're not a commercial farmer. Yeah. We build roads to people's farms. So why can't we build irrigation channels as a public good? If you can't feed yourself, you are defenseless. We spend money on everything but the things that are important. Charlie, let me pay my bills so I can get money to do other things. Then I'll come back to this issue. So, no, hold on. Deal with solar for me. I think it's important. Solar.
Yes. Now, if you are tired of paying exorbitant electricity bills, you need to speak to Translight Solar Limited. They've got great solar solutions at highly competitive prices. Call them on 0504 249 229 or 0206 542 454. They are on the 98 Boundary Road, East Legon, between ARS and the American House. Everywhere there's a light, there is Translight. Now, if you are thinking of what to eat this morning or what to take this morning, Twisco is here. It's an exciting new chocolate beverage out there on the market. It's from the good people of Cowbell. They are giving you Twisco. It's available in 20-gram sachets, and you can find them in your neighborhood stores as well. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. And this ad is FDA approved. Now, we all want mattresses that are nice, comfortable, and will ensure that we sleep well and relax well. That's why Ash Foam is here. They have a wide range of mattresses and all kinds of other things that will help you relax. Their bed linens combine a unique variety of soft and supple thread counts, and they are great to give you great comfort for your sleep. Call them on 0243 200 729 or visit them, their showrooms or depots in the big malls and other locations near you. Be an Ash Foamer now. Ash Foam, feel it, know it.
Okay.
Now, did you know that your energy-giving, great-tasting Lucozade has a new look? Whether you're out and about, in the office, in school, or even in Trotro, and you need to restore your energy, look out for the now sleeker, slimmer Lucozade Original 330 ml can with the same energy that you've known for years. Now you can go about your day with even more swag as you drink Lucozade from your new sleek can. So go ahead and grab your Lucozade sleek can and discover the same unbeatable energy with every sip. Lucozade restore your energy. This advert is FDA approved. Now, which new exclusive estate has been built around a central green park with all the family amenities you deserve, according to including a private movie theater, pedal, tennis court, and more than you imagine? The answer is Akea by Trasaco. Trasaco, the leading residential developers that brought you Villaggio, Primavera, and Trasaco Valley are set to redefine suburban living in Pantine with their new residential project called Akea by Trasaco. Akea by Trasaco has just broken ground on phase 1 of this master plan estate. Here is your chance to join the exclusive Trasaco family. Visit akeatrasaco.com for more information.
Let's bring you Tech and Media Trends, but I want to just ask Ghanaians, so the irrigation thing, or what is the issue? Is it that it's too expensive? Is it that we don't know how to do it? Is it that it's not a priority? Why are we crying about drought after 1.5 months of low rainfall in the north of Ghana, and now we are being told there's going to be food insecurity? Look at the amount of money invested in Planting for Food and Jobs 1, Planting for Food and Jobs 2, One Village, One Dam. Seriously? And we are still here saying, if the rains don't fall for 2 months. So if it doesn't rain for 6 months, then we are dead. I mean, okay, what is national security? Isn't national security securing the nation? So if it doesn't rain for 6 months, then the whole country is destroyed, right? And national security cannot tell Ministry of Agriculture the most important thing is irrigation. Or so long as people keep importing food and we are okay. I hope I'm not sounding facetious, but for me it sounds like commonsensical. I don't know. Let's deal with the segment and see whether we can get some answers. Tech and Social Media Trends brought to us by
First Bank Ghana and Telecom. Telecom is connecting energies with the more money promo. It's getting exciting every week. Lucky winners are going home with 30,000 Ghana cedis weekly. There's a grand prize of 100 million Ghana cedis that is up for grabs on the Telecom Cash. All you have to do is to use your money on your Telecom Cash wallet and be part of the daily and weekly draw. You purchase data or airtime using Telecom Cash Wallet and you double your chances. If you make payments onto your fixed broadband, it also gives you a chance to be the next millionaire. The more you reload, the better your chances of winning in a Telecom More Money promo. Opt in for free, dial star 500 hash or send win to 500 or visit the Telecom Play app. It's a promo that is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas lottery platform. T's and C's apply. Telecom is connecting energies, and this long vacation beginning from the 15th of September, 15th of July to the 15th of September, First Bank Ghana is running the junior internship program. All you need to do is to open an account for your kids who are 12 or below. We call it the Kids First account. For those who are between 13 to 17, open the Me First account for them. Deposit an initial amount of 300 Ghana cedis, and then they get to be a part of the internship program. They can get to intern in any of our branches for 5 days. There's an essay writing competition with attractive cash prizes as well. So to find out more about the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program, call 0596 921 921 or email firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank Ghana, you first.
Tech and Social Media Trends. Nathan Kwa will tell us what's trending. Welcome again.
All right, thank you very, very much. Let's start off with, now that the football is back, it dominates a lot of the trends. So last night it was Leicester versus Spurs, and they had a lot of people talking. So themes such as Premier League, Jamie Vardy here, Fatau and Leicester City, all of them trending. So Leicester drew 1-1 with Spurs in their first game back, as the latest team to join the Premier League. Good outing for Fatau Isahaku. He assisted Jamie Vardy as Jamie Vardy scored as well. 130.
How old is Jamie Vardy?
He's 37 now.
Like 78. Charlie's been playing. Charlie, it's good. Jamie Vardy be legend.
He's an outlier.
He's an
outlier.
He's a legend.
Player, but he's made it there. So
score.
Yeah. On the news side of things, if you look at what is dominating the trends, Hillary Clinton, DNC convention, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and related
US politics.
US politics also trending there as well. To some tech news. Now, this was also in the trends. Now, a gentleman named Mike Lynch, he's a British tech entrepreneur. He's reported missing after his luxury. Yeah, his
and then
luxury yacht
guy.
Yeah, his luxury yacht sank off the coast of the island of Sicily. And according to reports, one person is dead, 6 are missing after the 56-meter super yacht called the Bayesian, which has been linked to Mr. Lynch's family, sank following bad weather. His wife, Angela Basseres, has been rescued. Now, for Lynch, he made his riches by selling his company Autonomy to HP in 2011 for £11 billion. But an intense legal battle following the high-profile acquisition loomed over Mr. Lynch for over a decade. According to insiders, the allegations are that he tampered with the numbers to make his company look good on paper. That's how come HP acquired the company. So that's a bit on the tech side. We wait to see what the update will be, if Mr. Lynch will be found dead or alive. But as of now, he's reported missing.
All right.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Since 1894, we've witnessed the evolution of a brand and proudly partnered with its people on the path to prosperity. From the ink-stained ledgers of the past to the lightning-fast transactions of today, First Bank has consistently adapted, embracing innovation while cherishing the legacy of our heritage and making giant strides across the globe. It's not just about banking, it's about enabling your success generation after generation. Our legacy defined the past, shaped the present, and in 2094, we will still be fostering financial security and stability for future generations. We are helping to create a future where the possibilities are infinite, the opportunities borderless, and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first. First Bank.
Kind of way, tell you how the more money promo now.
Everybody likes money, but what do we like more than money? More money! Join the Telecom More Money promo and win money, more money, and even more money. Simply opt in for free and reload your mobile and broadband and be the lucky winner of the 1 million Ghana cedis grand prize. Also win cash prizes of up to 3 million Ghana cedis in the daily and weekly draws. Opt in for free by dialing *500# or send WIN to 500, or you can opt in on the Telecel Play app. The more you reload, the higher chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. Keep loading, win, and be a millionaire.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
I am Ohinere Gifty Auntie. You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan. And this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms. So invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Get ready for the ultimate battle of business minds at the Citi Business Olympics 2024. Join us for a day of intense competition, team building, and networking as companies go head to head in various challenges to prove their skills and expertise. From traditional sports like seven-a-side football, basketball, sack race, and volleyball to unique challenges like tug of war and arm wrestling, there's no shortage of excitement and adrenaline pumping action. Don't miss out on this exciting event that will test your business acumen and athletic skills on the field. Date, Saturday, 28th September 2024. Venue, Eden Heights Sports Complex, Wager. Time, 8 a.m. Call 0558-973-973 for details on how you can participate and showcase your company's talent at the Citi Business Olympics 2024. Get ready to compete, collaborate, and conquer. The Citi Business Olympics 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Piva Beverages.
Bosu, long time.
Yeah. Hey, go and say mu yen yo mu. Before na land in mu biwa.
Oh, Gold Super XP. Tregu Gold Station bebre mu bosu.
Oh, fantastic. Super XP.
Quality. Super. Gold Super XP. Bosu, ube feel.
I like that.
Gold Super XP. Quality fuel that brings you choice and takes you further. Ideal for most vehicles and fortified with special additives to help your engine perform better and consume less. It's available in many Goil stations nationwide. Goil Super XP. Woo feel ya. Ha. Woo me feel. Goil. Good energy. Yeah, This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
So pocket and facial tissues, Bellpacks got you covered. They last longer, save you money. Make the switch today. For bulk distribution, call 055-114-4400. Bellpack tissues, another quality product from Bellaqua. And if you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost, a vibrant student experience in a community that equips with useful employability skills, go to Lancaster University, Ghana. 50% scholarship is up for grabs. Be taught by the finest, trained at a UK standard campus. Call 020-960-7008 or visit lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster, the only British university campus in Ghana.
Now, are you a small to medium-sized business looking to manage communication costs effectively? MTN SME Plus offers flexible prepaid packages, classic, super, or premium that include talk time, SMS, data, and voice services. Enjoy free on-net calls every Monday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Dial star 5060 hash to subscribe today. For more details, contact us via WhatsApp or call 0244 308 111. Hashtag let's get business done better. And there's a new order of retirement, and it is right here. Now you can retire on your own retirement terms, on your own terms, with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Yes, simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. It's that easy. The best part is you get to enjoy a salary increase 16% in 2023-2024 as well. So call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit www.oldmutual.com.gh or simply dial *789*01# to request a call. Obrapa Ahotonkwa. Old Mutual do great things every day.
Now, the MPA is announcing that the cylinder recirculation model is here. It's a great way for you to get gas to use in your home because it's safer and it's better. Just take an empty cylinder, go to the trading point and put away your old cylinder for a filled one. No more long trips or waiting around to fill your gas cylinders. It is say their gas are bowl, gas are bad. Make the smart switch from firewood and charcoal to gas for a healthier, happier life. This message is brought to you by the MPA and the Ministry of Energy.
We're still talking about why, after 1.5 months of no rain, farmers in the north say their harvests are going to get destroyed. Ghana is at the risk of some levels of food insecurity, and this is not me saying this. There are reports that are saying this. The premise for this discussion is that plants don't need rain, they need water. Ghana has the world's third largest man-made lake. I have counted the number of river basins we have in the country, and I counted at least 9. If you will permit me, I will mention them. This is very easy for everybody to find. It is not me creating it. So just give me a minute. I'll pull them up for you. So we have the Bia Basin, Western North, Tano Basin, Western Region, Ankobra Basin, Western Region, Pra Basin, Central parts of Eastern, Afram Basin. Afram is also parts of Ashanti, Pru Basin, Bono East, Sene Basin, Bono East, Black Volta Basin, that's part of Savannah and Bono, White Volta, that's Northern Region and Savannah, Kulpom Basin, that's Upper West, Oti Basin, Oti Region, Dhaka Basin is between the Oti Basin and the Kalurukuni Basin. So this is really Afram Plains area. Then you have the Densu Basin, Ayensu Basin, and then Nakwa Basin. Some of them are coastal, some of them are southwestern, some of them are lagoon. A lot of them are in the Voltaian Basin. Charles Naba is the chairman or president of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. He's mostly based up north. Charles, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. And how are you?
I'm well. Our reporter came through with a report that for the past 2 months or so, it's not been raining in parts of the north. Tell me, how serious is this and which areas are we talking about?
Okay, so if you look at the 5 northern regions, I think apart from Upper East and part of Northeast that is closer to Upper East, all the other 4 regions have not received enough rain since June, later part of June until date. But in the case of Upper East, we have received some intermittent rainfalls within the period. So if you are talking of the damage, it's not that much. But when you are looking at all these 5 regions, Upper East is the smallest among them. And in terms of coverage of various crops that we classify as staple foods, majority of them can be found in the northern region where the situation is that there. So you talk of crops like rice, maize, soybeans, groundnut, cowpea, millet, sorghum, and yam. Greater quantities of these crops that are coming from northern Ghana are coming from areas like Busiegu, Tatale, Pone, Yendi. And these are the areas that are badly affected by the drought spell. Okay, so that's how the situation is. When you take Upper West too, going to Sisala area, we are talking about Tumu, Bolu, then you go to places like Jirapa. You know, so years back, we all knew Pichima to be the best basket when it comes to this. But that position has been taken by Upper West, especially Sala East, because most farmers around Tekima now use their lands to grow cashew. So if you talk of maize, greater supply is coming from Sala area. And all those areas for the past 1.5 months have not actually received enough rain.
Charles, so this is beginning July till mid-August. Is that a typical dry season for the north, or
no?
So in those, so historically, July and August, what has been the weather pattern, and is this year that different?
It's different. You see, in the last one decade, like let's say 10 years ago, farmers in these areas used to plant around May. I'm told they used to plant around April, but I grew to see them planting around May. Last year, the rain started coming in June, so actually we planted in June. By July ending, I think that's why we all agree, including the Ministry of Food and Agri, that after 15 July, no farmers will plant again. Not because rains will not be coming, but I think that it will be getting late, and then we are entering into the heavy raining period. So if you plant around that time, by the time the crops will have been ready for maturity, the rains will have stopped. But this year, the rain started coming in later part of June. So those farmers who planted are those crops that needed the rain between July and August. There were other farmers who also plowed, delayed farmers, who plowed and could not plant. This morning, I just got calls from Yendi, farmers requesting for me to give them seeds. I was telling them that it's over, the season is late. And they still insisted that since they have already plowed, they think that when they plant, at least they will still get something. Usually, the rains will stop later part of October. So it means that we have less than 2 months for the rains to stop, if it's going by the normal patterns that we experienced last year. So that is our experience. Maybe Ghana Meteorological Agency may have a different data, but per our experience, this is what
you mentioned
we can account.
You mentioned the places affected and the crops. Were these rains supposed to be for the beginning of the planting season? Were they meant to help the crops to get to fruiting? Were they supposed to prelude the harvesting? Which stage of the cropping process did the lack of rains affect?
Yeah, so it was actually for the crops to grow and for the farmers to be able to apply fertilizers. So because the rain started when the crops just germinated, some of them forced to actually grow to some stage. You know, some crops like maize can withstand drought up to even 2 weeks when they are so young. So you go there, you see that the crops actually force themselves to grow to certain stage. They now started to form the crops. But now when you go, all of them actually died up. So it was to help the crops grow, to help the farmers to be able to apply fertilizers, so that it will give them good harvest.
Let's talk about it.
There are other crops. There are other crops that actually, if the rains were coming, farmers were planting those crops, but they couldn't also plant those ones.
Great. Let's talk about irrigation. These places that have been affected by the drought, can you tell me what percentage of these places have irrigation programs? Or I'm not sure if you are the right person, but at least what percentage of our farmers in the 4 regions that you've mentioned, or 5, who you can say actively do irrigation farming?
Yeah, so for what I can say, based on the places that I visit, it may not be accurate. I think Dida will be able to give you a proper data on that. When you go to Upper East, we do a lot of irrigation on Via and then Tono irrigation areas. And then around Boko, the white water basin, you see a lot of farmers using water pumping machines to pump to do dry season vegetables. Then there are other dams which are smaller than that of Via and Tono that we can see around Tamale. I think I forgot to mention Buntanga at Dalong. It's another area that we have this huge irrigation project there. Around last year too, we have some amount of irrigation. But when you go to areas like Gusiegu and then Yendi, we only have smaller dams that are used for watering livestock during the dry season. But we don't have any formal irrigation dams in those areas. But I'm sure the GIDA people should be able to give proper data on that.
Thank you, Charles. Indeed, I'm going to speak to them next. So Charles Nyaba is the president of the Peasant Farmers Association. Time check 8:25. Yep. Of course, there's a sequence of questions. Where has it affected? He mentions the 4 places, zones, Upper East, Upper West, not so much Upper East, Northeast, Northing, Savannah. July 1st to mid-August is a period. Usually it rains to help the crops grow. So interrupted the growing of crops, even though they've already been planted. Which percentage of those areas are under irrigation cover, he cannot answer because that's not his remit.
But I can give you some insights.
Please do.
From an update issued by the GIDA on June 3rd of this year, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture through GIDA, that's the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority, handed out 12 construction sites to contractors for the construction of irrigation earth dams. When completed, it is envisaged that the projects will help develop 1.9 million hectares of potentially irrigable areas.
They are saying something, so
yes.
Can you repeat that?
They are saying that when completed, it is envisaged that the projects will help develop 1.9 million hectares of potentially irrigable areas. So
when is this being announced?
June 3rd.
Of this year?
Of this year, 2024, yes. Now, the sites...
Why are they now announcing this?
Let me give you the sites. The sites are located in Paubutabu, Sangba, Tasundo, and Duadinyandiga in the north, Kupela, Kuparigu, and Binduri districts in the Upper East, and then other schemes in the Upper West region.
Let's talk to Engineer Richard Opon-Boateng, Chief Executive, Ghana Irrigation Development Authority. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning.
Wonderful. What does the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority do? What is your remit?
Oh, per the decree that was used to establish GIDA, we are supposed to develop water resources potential in the country. That is what we have been doing for the past 40, 50 years now.
And when you say you are to develop water resources in the country, what does that mean?
Oh, it means that we should identify water resources that can be suitable for irrigation. So since the establishment in 1977 by the decree, we have done close to about 19,000 hectares. And we are still developing. Even as I speak, this year we are doing 19 dams in the northern region of the country.
So 19,000 hectares of irrigable land?
Yes. I am out of 1.9 million. But if you add the private irrigation farms, now we have done about 220,000 hectares, representing about 12% of our potential of 1.9 million hectares.
So we have approximately 1.9 million hectares of land that can be irrigated.
That can be irrigated.
And we are irrigating 220,000.
20,000, yes.
But the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority is irrigating 19,000 hectares.
19,000.
Which means that what you are doing is 0.1% of the total potential irrigable land. That's what the official body set up to do irrigation is doing.
Yes. But since last year, we have been upscaling. As I speak now, we are rehabilitating via irrigation scheme. We are also expanding phase 3 of the Tamni irrigation scheme. If you put all that we are doing together this year, and also 6 sites at the farm plains economic enclave project, if you put all that we are doing this year, we are doing close to about 5,000 hectares. So if we keep up with this momentum, I'm sure the next 10 years, we'll be able to maybe do about 700,000 hectares.
Well, the 5,000 you're doing, if you finish, if I add it to the 19,000, that's 24,000. 24,000. That's still below 1% of the irrigation potential.
They're still below. But from what we are estimating, if we scale up our game, we can add about 10,000 hectares.
No problem.
Education is very, very expensive. It's very expensive. You know, when I was speaking, I think last week, I mentioned between 5 million to about 22 million, just a small dam. So if you want to do...
No, hold on. Yeah. 5 million cedis per what?
Yeah, just a small F dam.
What size?
Maybe about 400 meters long, about 4 meters high. Just only the embankment.
What I want to understand is you have 1.9 million hectares. Yeah. What is the cost of irrigating a hectare of land? That will help us to make sense of the numbers.
A hectare now is close to about 40,000 USD per hectare.
40,000 USD per hectare.
Yes.
All right, so that's I'll get the Ghana cedi equivalent per hectare. So since you were established in 1977, you have irrigated 19,000 hectares out of 1.9 million.
Yeah. Yes.
What is the geographical distribution of the places you have done these irrigation schemes?
Mostly we are focused in the northern part of the country. And we have close to about 500 and something, even more than that, dams in the northern part of the country. Last year, we were able to procure about 19 projects that we are currently constructing. So hopefully by December or early next year, we'll finish with most of the dams. And we have also about to also roll out another about 40 dams that we want to start the procurement process this year.
Fair enough. Were you involved as an authority in the One Village, One Dam project?
One Village, One Dam, we give technical backstopping.
What does that mean?
So it means that we're giving them technical support. But we were not fully the one that implemented the project. But we give them technical backstopping.
Technical backstopping?
Backstopping, yes.
I don't understand that. So you stop their back, or what does that mean?
It means that we're supporting them with some technical issues. When there are issues with some of the things, we give them support.
So, for example, who decides the site for the dam? Is it you or them?
Normally, we have the potential dam locations. So, for example, in the northern region, we have close to about 1,000 sites. So if you want the database, you just go into the database and pick the site that you want to implement. So the database is there. You have all the potential mapped sites that we can easily go and identify and do the construction.
I see. So you have over 1,000 sites. Because when you appeared in Parliament, you said that they had done about 400 how many? 500 and what?
Yeah, no, 574.
574 dams over what period?
Yes. That was done under 1V1G.
Over the 8-year period?
I cannot give you the exact duration because we are just giving technical backstopping. But as for the duration, I cannot tell.
Can you tell me the total number of hectares that these 574 dams covered?
Averagely, I cannot give that, but averagely, one sizable dam that can store water can give you about 50 hectares to about 20 hectares.
Are all these... Okay, go ahead.
If you multiply 15 hectares by the number of dams, you get the total.
Do you know this?
From what we have studied, in the northern part of the country, because we don't want to relocate communities, we try to size our dams so that to reduce resettlement of communities. So if you work out, normally we try and fix our dams at a certain level, where we normally irrigate between 15 to about 30 hectares. We don't want to exceed beyond that. So if you multiply 30 hectares per site by 574, you get to know. But it's an average.
So 30 by 574, I'll find that shortly. Do you have the... Do you know where these dams are?
Oh, yeah, we know. I can get you the data set. It's there. I can get the data set. We know the site.
In terms of the 5 regions of the north, will we know like the average distribution? So are they mostly in Upper West, Upper East, Northeast, or North, or Savannah?
Upper West. I think Upper West, Northern region, Upper East are dominating. Because if you look at the Savannah and Northeast, because of the white water, because of we normally limit a lot of investment there. But if you look at the northern region, upper east, upper west, that's where we have the dominant dam that we have in the country.
All right. So when you said the average dam will cost, an average irrigation scheme will cost you 40,000 USD.
No,
this is different per hectare. This is different from the figure for the 574.
No, 574. No, let me explain.
Yes, explain it properly, please.
You see, the cost of dam is you add the dam embankment. If you are adding irrigation, you also add the irrigation component cost. Well, you need a canal, you need the drains, you need the laterals. But for just a normal, let's say, headwork, where you want to just make the embankment, it's between 5 million and 22 million Ghana cedis. But if you're adding irrigation components, where you have to put the canal, the cost per hectare is about 50,000 USD. So it means that when you have to cost the whole project in total by adding the dam embankment, adding the canal, adding the drain, adding the gate. When you divide the total by the acreage or the hectare, you get a cost per hectare, and it varies.
Fair enough. So these dams are constructed on smaller water bodies, right?
Yeah, yes.
Not major river. I'm asking this because I'm looking at the riverine distribution of basins in Ghana, and I'm seeing major river basins in the north. Okay, so you have the White Volta Basin, the Black Volta Basin, the Uti Basin, the Kulpong Basin. From a technical point of view, would a large dam like the Kwon Dam be more useful for the north, or will smaller dams on the smaller water bodies be more useful? Looking at agriculture, we do. This is just technical question. So looking at the type of because there are large rivers in the north, right? You have the White Volta, the Black Volta, and the rest of them. Would it make more impact if you did a large sized dam for which then you have a large water body that others can take from, or would it be better for you to do smaller dams across different communities? Which of them would you say will make more impact?
Yeah, I would say for smallholder farming, we should target the small water bodies. I mean, the small rivers, tributaries to the Volta. But Bernard, for the Volta, we have to target commercial farming activity, because the inflow is huge. If you look at the Bagri spillage, I've not gotten the gas that comes into the Volta basin. But if you look at the Volta basin as a river system, putting a dam maybe in the north might not be possible, but just for abstracting from the basin, we'll go for commercial farming activity. So there's no need to put a dam maybe across the Volta basin or the Volta river. But putting a lot of pump stations, along it and lifting water to irrigate will be more environmentally feasible than putting up a very big dam.
So you recommend smaller dams?
No. For the northern regions, I mean, for smallholder farmers, I recommend smaller dams for them. Then when it comes to commercial agricultural production, I will go in for big dam. So when you go to a place like let's say the Uti River, if you can, I don't know the span of the river. I've not gotten that span yet, or the width. If you can have maybe some of the big stream that is coming or feeding into the Uti, you can create some dams like the Pond Dam across and irrigate by commercial farming. You see, because irrigation is very expensive. So when you construct irrigation project, you must make sure you get the investment back, and you can really invest somewhere.
Yeah.
But for the smallholder farmers,
yes,
because of the investment that they pay is not so much to defray the cost of construction. They're also very important. You cannot put them aside.
Fair enough.
So yes, we should also have some irrigation schemes for them.
I have two more questions for you, and thank you. As this morning we've been talking about lack of rains for 1.5 months in the north, and a lot of the farmers say that their crops will not fruit. They'll basically lose their harvest because of the 1.5 months of lack of rain. As the man in charge of Ghana Irrigation, how does that make you feel, hearing that 1.5 months of no rain means that lots of farm produce will go bad, when you have the technical know-how to help them? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I'm not feeling comfortable, but we are also doing something about it. As I speak now, we have 19 dams under construction in the 5 northern regions, about 19. And we are also about to roll out about 40 dams to be constructed from this year again. Then also under the 1V1D, we are also going to drill some boreholes, about 500 number of boreholes, to support our smallholder farmers. Climate change is an issue we all have to address. And GIDA, as a state institution, we are working hard behind the clock. As I speak now, we are also compiling a list of sites where we can put some dams. That's the way to go. We cannot depend on the rainfall for farming. That is a thing of the past.
Okay.
So now we are rolling out with a lot of intervention. Number of boreholes, about 500 number will be constructed. We are also procuring about 1,000 pumps to support those who will be farming along the Volta and the major river systems. Then also some number of sites will also be studied as we go along. But we are targeting 5,000 hectares every year, or between 5,000 and 10,000 hectares.
And you can do it. So if you have the financial, if you have the financial resources, do you have the implementing capacity? Because you spoke of technical backstopping. That's what you did for the One Village, One Dam. Can the GIDA actually do the dam construction as an institution?
Oh, Bernard, we have been doing this thing for the past 50 years. When it comes to dam construction, I would say that GIDA has the expertise to do that. We have done this for the past 50 years. We are doing it now. We are even helping some institutions in terms of design, in terms of contract management of irrigation projects.
So you can do it. So you can do it. You can actually do the dams.
But we can do it, but as I said earlier, it's very expensive.
All right. So you need the money.
I was in Rwanda about 3 months ago. Some of them don't even have up to about let's say about 100 irrigation dams. It's very expensive. You see, just imagine 5 million, just a dam of about 400 meters long, because of high cost of equipment. You see, if you want to construct a dam, you need a lot of equipment. You need a grader, you need a dozer, you need a water bowser, you need a roller, you need a compactor, a lot of equipment. And they are very expensive when you rent them from, let's say, suppliers or distributors. So for us, GIDA has the capacity. We have done it before. I would say that we've been ranked GIDA among the top state institutions maybe in the West Africa when it comes to dam construction and dam management.
So it's a question of just the money and the support. Once you get the support, you can do it.
And support, yes, it's the money and support.
I appreciate.
But the ministry is doing so well for us.
Don't worry, I'll talk to the ministry. Don't worry.
I will say no. Let me make this statement. I will say that for the past 4 or 5 years, we have seen massive irrigation infrastructure currently going on in the country. When you go to the farm place, they have opened up about 6 projects. That is going to add about 3,500 hectares to our project.
Wonderful.
When you go to the north, you are doing a lot. And I'm sure by the next 3-4 years, averagely every year, we are targeting about 100 dams to be constructed, so that at least if it doesn't rain for 2 years, 3 years,
all right,
we'll still have a lot of water to support our smallholder farmers and commercial farmers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Engineer Richard Opon-Boateng, Chief Executive, Ghana Irrigation Development Authority. Very interesting numbers there. Ghana has 1.9 million hectares of irrigable land. We have irrigated 220,000. That's 12%. The GIDA, whose Chief Executive I spoke to, have done 19,000 since they were born in 1977. That means 19,000 out of 1.9 million is 0.1%. So clearly, they've not been given the resources. They can do 5,000 per year, and a lot is being done. Let's end with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Tanko Bagbara is the PRO. Tanko, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Leonard.
How are you doing today?
By His grace, doing well, except that these days it's not pleasant for us as a ministry.
At all. It hasn't rained in the north for 1.5 months, and you are asking the farmers to suspend a number of their practices as a mitigating strategy against the situation. First question, was this 1.5 months of no rain not possible to anticipate? Because you have a close working relationship with the Meteo Agency, and you have also invested in rain forecasting systems. How come you did not know that it will not rain from July 1 to August 19?
Yes, let me say good morning to your listeners. Yes, the ministry over the period has worked closely with the meteorological station, and we do heed to their advices. But like I said, it's a forecast. Most likely it happens, and sometimes it doesn't. But we did not foresee this happening, honestly.
And whose failure is it, yours or theirs?
Well, at this point, I wouldn't want to place the blame at any quarters. All I know is that, rain-fed agriculture is the biggest risk. You can never predict nature to the latter, and therefore these things do take us on our way sometimes.
So 1.5 months seems pretty short for the level of concern being expressed by the farmers. Some say they are losing all their harvest. Reports are even suggesting that we could get into food insecurity because of that. Of course, the north is a very important part of our breadbasket. What is the size of the area affected by this drought, and how is the ministry's calculation of its potential impact?
Yes, so over the period, the ministry has gone to work, and as we speak, we are still carrying out the collection of data. So far, we have 8 regions affected. The latest is Upper East and Northern region, who latest to have been, for the past 1.5 months, these areas have been affected by the drought. And the ministry is collating this data that will inform a decision going forward. We all heard the president announce, gave a hint that government will soon announce some interventions to mitigate the drought situation. Certainly, it's going to affect food security. A lot of farms have been lost completely. If it rains today, there's no way we can recover those farms. So it's a hard blow to us as a country, and the ministry is putting data together, and very soon government will be speaking to the farmers.
I spoke to the Irrigation Authority, and they said that Ghana has a potential of 1.9 million hectares of irrigable land, and only 12% of that has been irrigated. Is it that irrigation is so expensive? Is irrigation one of the ministry's priorities? How come we are still looking at rain-fed agriculture almost, 50-something years after the irrigation, or actually 40-something years after the Irrigation Authority was set up in 1977? What's the problem?
Yeah, so certainly the way to go is irrigation. The way to go is precision agriculture. Water is farming. With water, you can predict the yields that you can get and get it exactly. And I listened in, and the CEO for DIDA, I must say, has been doing very well at every management meeting. He speaks about the potentials of irrigation. He's convinced and drum home the need for us to expand irrigation infrastructure. And thankfully, the current minister has bought into it, and that has then yielded the farm place economic enclave irrigation scheme and many more smallholder irrigation schemes that the minister gave approval for rehabilitations to take place. But Mr. Bernard, the worry is that these irrigate, the few that we have we put them to full utilization? Let's take a trip to Tony Irrigation Scheme. Vast land. Government sank in a lot of money to rehabilitate that facility. How are we putting that scheme into use? Tony Irrigation Scheme used to feed the whole of Ghana with tomatoes. What has changed? That we now go to Burkina Faso to import tomatoes. Burkina people learn to produce tomatoes from Ghana, Tonu, the Navrongo tomatoes we know of. Let's go to Corn Irrigation Scheme. Large stretch of land lying there. How have we put this scheme into full utilization? So we want to urge our commercial farmers, they should turn their attention to these irrigation schemes. Once you are a businessman, you can leave Accra, come in Navrongo, Tono there, and get your farm, get your farmhouse you are interested in producing. But if you want to stay at the comfort of our neighborhood and make use of rain-fed agriculture, just as it has happened. Our projections, everything is thrown off. Food security might be under threat. So in as much as government is doing what it can to develop these irrigation schemes, let us put them into good use. Smallholder farmers are not prepared to pay the facility user fee, the water that they even use for the system to receive some kind of renovation and rehabilitation for them to continue to use. These are the problems that we have. Just a few months ago, tomatoes, we had challenge with tomato supply. The stakeholders were all brought. They said we don't have water. Minister gave approval. They are going to sink holes and mechanize for communities that produce tomatoes. We don't want next year by this time for them to come and give us the excuse that there is no water. If farmers will utilize the numerous irrigation schemes dotted around, yes, it is not enough, but if we will utilize all these facilities, I think it will go a long way to boost production.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you. There's a lot I can ask you, but I know this is just early days, and this is an unfolding situation. How confident is the ministry that the plans you've discussed will ensure that we don't get a full-blown famine, and that, generally speaking, we'll have enough food till the Christmas?
Yeah, certainly the ministry is doing. We've received lessons from the president, and very soon we'll be communicating the measures that are put in place. But certainly the ministry will do all that it can within its mandate to ensure that we do not get to a point of food insecurity. In the coming days, I think the Minister for Food and Agriculture will be speaking to us.
All right, so I'll take your assurance until I hear from him. Thank you, Bagbara Tanko, for your time.
Thank you, sir.
That was a PR for the Minister of Food and Agriculture. We've been speaking about the lack of rains in the north for a month and a half. We spoke earlier to Charles Naba with peasant farmers. We had a report from Shawama Yusuf from Citi News Channel 1, and we also then had a chat with the man in charge of irrigation development in Ghana, and I ended with Barbara Tanko. 9 minutes to 9, Citi Breakfast Show live in Accra. If you're ready to move into an ultra-modern, well-planned, secure, gated community with access to sports complex, swimming pool, football court, basketball, athletics, and gym, Eden Heights has 2, 3, and 4-bedroom apartments and penthouses with the highest grade of finishing for rental and sale. We're located at the West Hill Mall, Accra. That's Wager. Call 0501-531-444. Go to our website, edenheights.com.gh for more details. And are you always on the move but can't afford to miss the Premier League? Then know that the Premier League is about to come alive on your phone. Step into the Premier League with Showmax. Catch all the 380 games on your phone. No matter where you are, your favorite teams are just a tap away. For only 55 cedis. 55 cedis. So sign up to the Premier League mobile plan on showmax.com. Create your account. Download the Showmax app on your phone. And boom, you're ready to go. Showmax is your stadium on the move. All right, so let's come and talk about the petroleum sector. The regulator upstream is called the Petroleum Commission. What are their functions? How long have they been in existence? What do they do? And more importantly, how can they help you? You, those businesses that want to gain a footing in Ghana's petroleum sector, what can they do for you? What will they do at the This is Ghana Fair and Exhibition? And why must you take part in the seminar that they will be leading? All of these to be answered in the next few moments. So I have in studio Judith Blay. She is the Deputy Director for Contracts Administration at the Petroleum Commission. Madam, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Welcome to the show. I saw my good friend, Dr. Edward Apia Brafo, Manager for Corporate Affairs, always in a bow tie. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Bernard.
You are well branded in this, your bow tie.
Thank you.
You're a big man, Rob.
That's the signature.
No, you're a big man, I tell you. Linda is also here from the team. Linda, good to have you. Good morning. So, as I said, you are the You know, it's funny because in this work we interview Petroleum and it's always MP. In fact, last week I was at an event when MPA was there and plenty of people were there. So it's not that you guys, you are there, but we don't hear of you that much. How long have you been there? Where have you been? Why don't you talk like the MPA people? They talk every day. You don't talk, chap. Before you talk, you have to come with plenty of papers.
Okay.
Yes.
So good morning. Good morning to your cherished listeners.
Okay.
As you rightfully said, we are the regulator for the upstream petroleum industry. Perhaps you don't hear of us a lot because our work really doesn't directly affect the Ghanaian. MPA's work really directly affects our everyday lives in terms of what they do. However, we are here. We're not hiding anymore. We are
you are out in the open.
Yes. So we all know that in 2007, we discovered oil in Ghana in commercial quantities. And by 2010, we had achieved our first oil. Before our national oil company, GNPC, was regulating. So it was a national oil company, cum regulator. But when we decided that we're going to go commercial and we're full-fledged into exploration and production, the government of Ghana established the Petroleum Commission. And this happened through an act of parliament, Act 821, in the year 2011. So we've been in the presence as regulators since 2011. The mandate that was given to us was for us as a regulator to regulate the activities in the industry for the sustainable exploitation of the resource for the benefit of all Ghanaians. And that's what we have been doing since 2011.
How does this relate to local content development and local participation? Because every time I go to an event in the oil and gas sector, inevitably the word that I hear is local content, local participation. So are you there to just regulate for everybody, or do you have a local content mandate inherent in what you do?
We certainly do. So among the other things, among the other functions that Act 821 gave us to do, is one of them is local content development. And so we picked on that function that Parliament had given us. And then we further developed a policy to guide our local content targets and objectives. The primary objective of that policy was for us to develop local capacities and Ghanaian expertise. We also were to enhance the provision of Ghanaian goods and services, facilitate technology transfer and research and development, and increase value retention in country through local participation, as well as create petroleum and related supportive industries. So that is the objective of what you do in terms of local content. We have gone beyond the policy and developed an LI. We have regulation LI 2204, which we developed in 2013. And since then, for the past, say, 10 years, last year we celebrated the 10th anniversary of LI 2204 in a grand way, has guided our efforts to develop local content, promote it, and deepen it even further.
So you mentioned 5 areas: expertise, goods and services, technology transfer, research and development, value addition, and the rest of it. How is that going? Right? You've done this since 2013, so like 11 odd years. What is your scorecard? Are you achieving your goal beyond having the LI and the law? Would you say that with the advent of the LI and all that you've been doing, we've seen this increase in local whatever? So give me some numbers or some highlights.
I have some numbers, but we also have challenges that we'll outline. So over the years, we have given out $3.8 billion in contracts or activity for the indigenous Ghanaian company.
Okay. Over the years?
Over the years.
$3.8 billion
yes.
in contracts for indigenous companies.
Yes. We have 1,683 indigenous Ghanaian companies registered with the Petroleum Commission.
1,683. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
In which, okay, you go on. When you finish, we'll go into that.
And then we have 25 goods and services reserved for the indigenous Ghanaian companies. The law mandates us to reserve certain
exclusively,
goods exclusively as long as the capacity has been built. So remember that local content should be achieved, but it shouldn't come at the expense of quality.
So if it's not there, it's not there.
If it's not there,
so it has to be there. Whose job is it to make sure it's there?
Our job is.
So you are part of the. Okay, good.
Yes.
So 25 goods and services exclusive.
Right.
Good. So 3.5 billion in contracts, 1683 indigenous companies, 25 goods and services exclusively for us. Anything else?
Yes. Well, that is why I just said that local content should not happen at all costs. There should be capacity. We all know that in this oil and gas industry, especially in the upstream industry, it's heavily technical as well as capital intensive. And we don't have that capacity. We've not had the challenges that we've not had that capacity to fully participate in the industry as much as we would like to. So these are the challenges. So whereas the law requires that we give first consideration to the Ghanaian in terms of goods and services, employment, etc., we have the challenge of not having the capacity, and therefore we have come up with other arrangements. The other arrangements also focus on even giving opportunity for Ghanaian companies capacities to be built. So we have 3 arrangements. We have the joint venture arrangement. It just means that a Ghanaian company can form a joint venture with an expatriate company with the requisite expertise over a period of time. We then hope that the Ghanaian company would have built the capacity to take over whatever. Yes.
What's the second one?
The second one is the channel partnership, and this is a very new one. So we've lived with the JV arrangement for the past 10 years. These 2 new arrangements I'm going to talk about came about 2 years ago. The reason they came about is that we realized over the past 10 years that the JV arrangement was not achieving its objective, the objective of partnering with the foreign company so that capacities are built, and that the Ghanaian companies were forming these alliances for money. Whilst we had the objective of building their capacities, most of them had the objective of making money.
Capacity to be built.
Yes, so that is exactly. Yeah. So that is the challenge that we have. So the channel partnership comes in then to say, if you're a foreign company and you want to do certain businesses, you can partner with a Ghanaian company, but not a permanent relationship, because it's a permanent relationship that was problematic, bringing out what we call the fronting.
So there can be a project, and then you do it, and then you
and dissolve the relationship. Yes, so that we also, in all of this thing, we want to build capacity. We want to retain value of that industry in Ghana.
There are relationships like that too. They just do channel partnership. Yes, they go their way. Yes, but that's not our topic for today. Yes. So what's the third one? So JV, great, but not really working. Channel partnership, innovative enough to help on specific projects. Is there a third option?
The third is a strategic alliance, and rather the strategic alliance that is project based, but the aim of that one is to also give the Ghanaian company the opportunity to perform some of the scope. So these ones are the services. So we look at an expat company with expertise as well as a Ghanaian company with expertise to join and then execute a certain project.
Wonderful. We're talking to officials from the Petroleum Commission. They are the upstream regulator for Ghana's oil and gas resources. Judith Blaze, Deputy Director for Contracts Admin, and we're talking about the mandate of the Commission, their local content imperatives, the laws, and then the specific things they've done to encourage this. So $3.5 billion in contracts awarded since I think 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
For the for local companies, over 1,600 local companies or indigenous companies, 25 specific goods and services only locals can supply. She also talks about the ways in which they encourage local content to grow, JVs, channel partnerships, and then special strategic alliances. Now, I want to come to Doc, but I just wanted all of you to think about this. When we say a local company, what do we mean? Is this something we all know? Because it can be very interesting, but maybe we'll end with that one. So let me break to you, Doc. So, Doc, welcome again.
Yeah, thank you.
So maybe Ghanaian companies listening. It's like, wow, there are 1,683. I want to be 1,084 because I think I have something to offer. Mm-hmm. What do they need to know? What do they need to do to get into this space?
Yeah, thank you very much, Bernard. So before I delve into that, I would want to emphasize that the oil and gas industry, as Deputy Director Judith said, is very capital intensive. It is driven by technology, and it is deep knowledge based. And so these are three intimidating situations that if you are not very careful, you come into the industry as a local company, you look at it and say, look, I cannot do this.
All right.
Then beyond that also, when the Petroleum Commission was established, over the years, you've realized that there are a lot of Ghanaian companies that really would want to participate in the industry, but they have not sat down to really think of what they want to do or the capacity they have to bring into the industry. So a lot of them will come to the commission and say, I want to register my business. So what do you want to do, or what do you do? He said, well, I am importer and exporter and general merchant. I do everything.
General merchant.
In the industry, you can't be a general merchant. This is an industry that from exploration to decommissioning, there are a lot of things that one can do, but it is not just general merchant. So SMEs that are desiring to participate in the industry must fundamentally consider, that this is the industry. They must understand the business and then know that this is where I can pitch my tent and come in and contribute meaningfully to the industry. So now, if you would want to participate in the industry, you first of all have to come to the Petroleum Commission to register. So as you come in, you pick up an application packet. I think it's 100 cities. You pick it up, you go and you complete it, you fill it. There are other supporting documentations you must provide or submit, such as your SNET clearance certificate, your registration documents from the Registrar General's Department, and some other, documents that as a serious company you must have. And then when you bring them to the commission, we assess your application, and then once everything is said and done, we see that, look, everything is good, then we get you an invoice, and then you pay.
How long does this whole process take?
In fact, fundamentally, this whole process should not go beyond 3 weeks.
Okay.
We are actually thinking of even cutting down on the number of days that it takes to do this. But a number of departments, touch on an application. The finance department, the legal department, permitting, HSE, because we want you to come in, but come in clean.
Wonderful.
So
I'll come back to you, but I want to stay with you for a while.
Yes.
So this 1683 companies, how percentage of them are SMEs? Do you know? Are they all SMEs?
Yes, these are
all SMEs.
These are SMEs.
Okay, so all the 1,083 are SMEs.
These are SMEs.
Wonderful. Can you elaborate on the 25 areas reserved for local companies? Because the listeners say they want to know, so that they can position themselves to enter that thing. So please, I know you have to refer, so please get information from me. We're talking to friends from the Petroleum Commission, and this morning we're trying to understand the landscape for the oil and gas sector, and this is upstream, by the way, and my guests are speaking to the scope. So can you give me some of the 25 areas?
Okay, so we've broken those areas into two. We have the low-hanging fruits. I usually don't like to use that, but it is what it is. They are the low-hanging fruits. And then we also have the mid-level technical services. So over the years, some of these companies have really moved from small businesses to mid-level businesses. So for those low-hanging, let's say, fruit that have been reserved for Ghanaians, we have logistics, we have catering. So any catering service in our industry goes to a Ghanaian company. We have haulage, transportation, waste management, manpower services, protocol, engineering, tank cleaning. So these are but a few of the low-hanging fruit. And then for the mid, we also have banking.
I want to mention so that people are writing.
Yes.
So you have logistics, catering, haulage and transportation, waste
banking.
Management, tank cleaning.
Yes.
And then you mentioned something I didn't remember. It starts with E. I don't know.
Tank cleaning.
Tank cleaning. What do you mention for tank cleaning?
Waste management, manpower service, haulage.
Manpower services.
Right.
Subsea
support, immigration protocol.
And banking.
And banking and financial services, yeah.
All of these are low-hanging fruits.
Yeah.
Insurance.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe medical services, yeah.
What are the mid-level technical?
Basic engineering.
All right.
Fabrication. We
fabrication.
have. Yeah, we have
so
built.
Like welding.
Welding, yeah.
Precision welding.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. We have built a manifold. It's a part of a
manifold.
Yes, in Ghana here,
right.
Through the efforts of these fabrication companies. Then we also have the subsea support, and then I mentioned the tank cleaning. So those are the some of the mid-level ones that companies can take advantage of.
Then when we get to high level, they are serious because the mid-level stuff is wild.
Yes.
Doc.
Yes.
You will be at our exhibition. This is Ghana. You will be leading a seminar. What do you hope to talk about? What kind of people should come, and what will they be hearing when your seminar happens next weekend?
Yes.
Or actually next 2 weekends.
Yes, we're partnering with Citi,
yes.
To do this.
Yes.
And we would want to throw invitation to entire Ghana, SMEs, local businesses. They should all come and participate in this seminar and exhibition that we're doing with Citi. You did mention that indeed if the whole low-hanging fruits and the mid level jobs are very few like this, then it means that they're very
the higher you go, the fewer it becomes.
Like you see, we want Ghanaians to take the commanding heights of the industry.
Yeah.
So we don't want to remain at the low-hanging fruits at mid-level. We want Ghanaians to do seismic data acquisition. They do seismic interpretation. They do seismic processing. We want them to go into field development and planning. These are very high level, and that is why the joint venture arrangement and then the new ones, the strategic alliance and the channel partnerships have come in to indeed help build the capacities of SMEs to take the commanding heights of the industry over time. So, and one of the things we also want to encourage local businesses is that they must learn to forge alliances and partnerships.
So there's room for that.
There is room for that because if
one man no chop.
But Ghanaians, one man would want to chop
come together. So you encourage them at the event on how to do it.
How to do
because
that.
Because you already mentioned that there are also JVs, there's channel partnerships, strategic alliances. Sometimes when you come as a group with different skill sets, it makes it easier.
It makes it easier, and you're also able to combine financing.
Wonderful.
And
capital is a big issue.
It's big and come big, and then take.
So you have officials to explain all these things.
Yes, we have. Yes,
I would encourage you to have a registration desk where the 3 weeks you can shorten the process so people can start their registration.
Yes.
Right.
We have plans afoot to actually do a process review of a lot of the things that we do at the commission to cut back on some of the timing.
Right.
So it is one of those things that we are looking at.
Mr. Tamesa, when are these seminars taking place?
This one, how to access opportunities in the oil and gas industry as an SME, is on Sunday, the 1st of September, right at the venue of This is Ghana. It starts from 3 p.m. and ends at 5 p.m. So
wonderful. So there are 2 days. The first day is 31st August.
Yes.
And then the second day is
but this seminar
this particular seminar is Sunday.
People
need to register for it.
They have to register and they call 0205 973 973.
Can you repeat the number?
0205 973 973. And
to register for this one.
Yes.
Because there are other seminars.
Yes.
Which other ones are there?
We have the seminars on managing your finances as an SME. We also have discovering the power of digital sales and marketing for SMEs, and then we have the packaging your products for the export market.
So this year there's the exhibition and there's the seminar.
Yes,
and it's all happening at the AME forecourt.
Yeah,
on the 31st of August and the 1st of
That's
September.
Correct. We like people to do the exhibition because they come and walk around plenty.
So they'll come and then listen
they have
to the
to.
seminar.
They have to listen to
because
the
my friend will be wearing his bow tie. So he's a big man. He's a big man. Dr. Edward Apia Brafo. Manager for Corporate Affairs, Petroleum Commission. You do all. And Judith Blaze, Deputy Director, Contracts Admin. You can see she's very technical. Everything she's writing is bullet points.
With precision.
I tell you, precision engineering. Thank you, lady and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Samantha. 973-973 to be part of this is Ghana Exhibition and Seminars. And one of the conversations will be on lucrative opportunities in oil and gas. 25 areas. We are putting ourselves together. There's a lot more happening on the show this morning, and I will be doing some great interviews, reading your comments as well. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show.
table. Are you satisfied with the quality of service you get from public sector institutions? I'm sure if I open the phone lines, I'll get a lot of comments. Now, do you know that as a taxpayer, you can help the Auditor General hold public institutions accountable? It's not just about money and whether financial audit is performed. It's also about performance audits. So the Auditor General and the Ghana Audit Service are engaging you, the citizen, through something they call the Citizen Eye mobile app. To talk more about that, I have Jude Dunbo. He's an Assistant Director of Audit and Technical Lead for this Citizen Eye app. Jude, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Bernard.
He's here, Hugh Plum Dovlo, who is the departmental rep for the Citizen Eye Committee. Welcome to the show as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Bernard.
This sounds very, very interesting. Citizen Eye app. Tell me about it, guys. What is it? Looks like some investigative something. What is it?
Okay. Good morning to your listeners.
Morning.
Yeah. So Section 16 of the Audit Service Act enjoins the Auditor General to conduct audits in the public interest. How do we do this thing?
Good.
We need a system where we can get citizens to report to us issues that are of concern to them. Also, the Audit Service Regulations, CI 70, Regulation 51, also mandates the Audit Service Board to cause to be established in the Audit Service a system to encourage the general public to submit information on suspected cases of mismanagement, fraud, abuse, wastage, and other irregularities in public offices and institutions, so as the Auditor General can follow up on.
So the Auditor General is saying he can't have his eyes and ears everywhere, and that we must help him with information so that he can check and then action can be taken. Good. People in Ghana are worried about their identity because they say when you go and tell police something, sometimes the people will come and say you went to Chukas and then they'll come and finish you. So how does the Audit Service protect the personal information of people who report issues and protect our identity so that we don't get victimized?
Yeah, okay. So first of all, the application, the option for putting your personal details is optional. So you choose to provide it or not. It doesn't affect the quality of the information that you have provided. If you provide it, it's only for purpose of contacting you back if we need further information. But essentially, once you report the issue to us, it becomes the Auditor General's problem. It's no longer yours. So nothing about you leaves even the committee. If we have to send the information to an auditor on the field to review or look at the issue into details, they only get the information. They don't get who brought it.
Committee? Is there a
so
committee?
yes, so there's a committee in charge of putting this app together. There's the committee that receives the complaints that are coming in. We sort through them and we decide which units within Audit Service should handle a particular issue. So when the issue gets out of our committee, only the information reported goes out. Nothing about the person who reported it if they provided those details. So only, even within the committee, just 2 people have access to the actual records that are coming in. So you are rest assured that if you are not sure, just don't provide it. But if you provide it, it provides us a means of contacting you for more information. So
how long have we had this app been running? How long have been running?
So the app have actually been up since 2019.
Are you serious?
Yes. So it has been up for some time now.
2019.
Yes. I remember when it came first. You even did a little review of it on the show.
On the Tech and Social Media Trend segment.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you did something about it sometime.
So since 2019.
Yes. So
how has it gone? What are some of the success stories? Tell me how it's performed.
Okay, so when it started in the first year, I think we had over 300 issues being reported through the SIS application, but currently it has dwindled down to about 40 for last year. Yes, so some of the issues are with infrastructure, especially poor school buildings in some of the districts that have come up. People also reported on the leap the livelihood empowerment program, where there were issues of paying widows, and some beneficiaries had died, but then yet still the payment continued. So there have been audit. These reported issues have led to the Auditor General carrying out performance audit on LEAP, and also the school feeding program. And consistently there are issues of payroll irregularities, which every year our Auditor General's report capture those ones too. So
talk to me about what a citizen is supposed to do and how the process works.
Yeah, so you get the mobile app. So it's available on the Android Play Store, and also on the App Store. You download the app. Initially, it might ask you for your location. You may provide it or not, but it's just for the purpose of locating exactly where the problem being reported is. So, for example, as part of reporting an issue, you can select where the issue is coming from. You can give us a pin to where so that's the purpose for which we ask for location. And then you can also attach a picture of the issue you are reporting. And that's all you need to do. You just provide it there, and then we take it up from there. We send an initial team to do a preliminary assessment. And then later on, if we deem the issue to be significant, a proper audit team is constituted to
so the committee will review the the thing. What kinds? You see, I want you to go more. What kind of? You see, people send me many things, all kinds of things. So you mentioned some areas. Just go over again. What categories of service areas are amenable? All right. Just go over them again.
So just before the flow comes in, we basically accept issues from all anything that is of interest to the citizen.
Good.
Because there is a public officer who has some responsibility, either regulatory or supervisory, over anything that happens in this country. So wherever you have a problem that you think this is one of the avenues you can report us to, and then we will then look at it and ask an audit question. What is auditable about this issue that has been reported? And then based on that, we then form a team to do that investigation. So it is all. But we have every issue that affects the citizens, we take care of it. But we have categorized them into health, education, you have agriculture, we have infrastructure, we have environment. And in the environment we have water, wastes. So those are our own categorization. But you can create other. There's a place for you to add other.
Wonderful.
And then the app also has a feature called rate a service. So here you are providing, if you experience some service, say health. Right now we are looking at only health and education. So if you go to a hospital, you experience some service, you can provide us a rating as to, say, availability of nurses, availability of medicine, the cleanliness of the health environment, the teacher absenteeism. And that gives us some information as to how to do our audit. Actually, this tool is meant to be a planning tool.
Wonderful.
Yes. So what we do, what the information from this app is supposed to help us to do, is to help us with the planning of our future audits.
All right.
So with these issues, when they come together, we then see where should Auditor General concentrate more resources in the next audit season in order to get the...
Tell me how to get the app. Which device can I use to download it? How does it look like?
Yeah, so it's an app like any app. So you can get it on the Play Store, and then the Apple App Store. It's available over there.
How does it look like?
Yes, so...
What color is it? It's green.
Mostly green, but the app icon looks like that.
Yeah, so it's like a Ghana map, yellow, red, gold, green Ghana map.
And the name is Citizen's Eye.
On a white background. So you look for Citizen's Eye as one word. CITIZENSUIE as an app. And then you download it, and then do you have to register?
No, you don't have to register.
Once it's there,
we try to keep the amount of information we collect as minimal as possible. So no registration is required in order to use the app. You download it and then you start. It's also available over the internet. So even if you don't have
go to a desktop.
Yes, desktop machine. You go to our website, the audit.gov.gh. There's a link that takes you to.
All right.
Yes.
Did you describe the features of the app? Did you describe the features?
Yes, I did. So that is the rate a service and then report an issue. So those are the two broad.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So who's sponsoring this? Who are the people helping you make this happen?
Yes. So the app is supported by GIZ. That's a German development corporation with collaboration from the Swiss
Secretariat for Economic Affairs.
Yes. So they have provided all the technical or a lot of services for this.
Wonderful.
Since the beginning.
So basically, if I have a smartphone or I have a desktop, I can download the Citizen Eye app and I can help service delivery in the public sector.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. It's been good talking to you. Jude Dambo, Assistant Director of Audit, Technical Lead, Citizen Eye, Plum Dovolo, Departmental Rep, Citizen Eye Committee. This is essentially for health, education, all sectors, whether it's driver's licensing, whatever service, fraud, wastage, abuse of government property, irregularities of all kinds. Go on the app. You can share photos, complain. They can keep your identity secret and they will deal with the matter. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on the program. Good morning, 97.3 Citi FM. There's a new exciting chocolate beverage on the market. From the producers of Cowbell, let's talk about Twisco. A chocolate food drink with a blend of premium cocoa powder enriched with NF4, a combination of energy boosting minerals and vitamins including B, C, D, iron and more. Available in 20 grams, can be found at your nearest neighborhood store in a delightful red sachet for only 1 CD, 80 pesos. To enjoy all the goodness, packed in one sachet, empty contents into a mug, mixed with 180 ml of previously boiled water, mix and stir. Let's talk about latex foam. Step into our showrooms, experience the difference for yourself. Our high quality mattresses and furniture crafted with your ultimate relaxation in mind. Wake up refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to take on the world. That's the latex foam promise. Call 0302231155. Or go to latexfoamghana.com for more information about latex foam, your partner for life. So much to talk about. Lots of comments on irrigation. I'll read a couple of them shortly. Then I'll come to another conversation. Good morning, Bernard and team. The real question is, where do we have the rains and what can we do in these areas to mitigate the impact? COVID came, Russia, Ukraine happened, but till date we don't have a targeted government response to address these. Nilomo in Sakumono, good morning. So the dams they have built already, what are they being used for? Good morning, and team. It is heartening to see us in this situation. If we consider how much has been spent on agriculture over the past 7.5 years, we simply don't need politicians as agri ministers. Let's have a peasant farmer as minister, a cash crop farmer, and a nomad as 2 deputies. The solution to our agri needs right there. Addington Nin Lashibi, good morning, and Bernard and team. I traveled along the Kumasi through Ejura, Atebubu to Kwame Danso Road last week. I saw large tracts of maize farms which had become brown. I asked why, and the driver told me there was not rain in those areas for over 2 months. The soil was visibly very dry. Bernard, it's serious. Rexy or Ray in Kumasi says, Bernard, there is an irrigation report that states we have approximately 2 million hectares of cultivated land in the country, and only 3% of that land has any form of irrigation. Well, it's 12% as I'm told. Still very low though. Kofi Ntema, hello guys. Ghana's problem is simply the absence of leadership and lack of direction. The Bagre Dam spillage began yesterday. People put in positions would watch while a rich resource as water goes waste. Meanwhile, the Pualugu Dam lies there drying. Why do we put politicians with no knowledge or experience in very important positions as agri? Oh, Ghana. Bernard, the Sisala area is crying. There will be shortage of maize this year. The farmers are crying. It's so sad. Kofi Nadenta says, hi, it's fair to ask about One Village, One Dam initiative and how it's contributed to the provision of water in these areas in the north. We did ask. We are told 5 or 7 dams were built. It would be nice to audit this. Norte says, good morning. Irrigation is expensive. If you are not involved in the stakeholders who need the projects and irrigation, it's not expensive when you did proper consultation with the beneficiaries. There's no need for 50 or more dams for irrigation farming. All right. Let's talk about Women Arise, organized by the group within the Action Chapel International. Mrs. Joanna Akosia Ajay is in the studio. And she's here to talk to us about that. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you doing?
Doing very well, thank you.
Women Arise. 2024.
2024.
Sounds very powerful.
Very.
What is that?
Oh, okay. It's an annual gathering for women of Action Chapel that our Papa, the Archbishop, Nicholas Duncan Williams, and his beautiful wife, Lady Rosa Duncan Williams, have given us opportunity to gather as women. And we do this every year.
Once a year?
Yes, once a year.
What is the theme for this year?
Arise.
Arise.
Arise and shine.
Isaiah 60.
Verse 1, yes.
Arise and shine.
Shine, yes.
Give me some background. Why that theme? What is informing this powerful theme?
You realize that most women haven't discovered themselves, and they are laid back.
Yeah.
You know, some of them are trying to arise, but they are not even shining. But then we have women that have broken the glass ceiling. We have women that are doing well in the marketplaces, in their careers and all that. So during conventions like this, we all come together to help each other to
arise. Tell me who the speakers are this year.
This year we have, of course, our father, who is the host of the program, and then we have Reverend Funke Felix Adejumo from Nigeria coming, and then we have our national president, who is also a chartered banker, Bishop Patricia Sapo, also as a speaker, and then we have our senior bishop, Derek Nunekweku, also as a speaker, and then we have Bishop Dr. Araman Sanfojo, also.
Interesting.
Yes.
So both Ghanaian and non-Ghanaian.
Yes. And then we have another lady, Mrs. Kusi.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's quite a big one. Where and when are we talking about this event?
At Action Chapel, Prayer Cathedral,
all right.
Spinkters Road.
Okay.
Yes, that's what we're having.
And what time, what dates are these?
22nd, that is this Thursday, is the opening night.
All right.
And then to 24th, Saturday.
Okay.
Now, 22nd, the opening night, starting from 5:30 to 9 p.m. You know, it's a free event. You're not paying anything.
5:30 to 9 p.m.
Yeah, 5:30
at Action
to 9
Chapel International.
p.m.
Is it morning, afternoon, or evening?
Thursday opening night is, of course, in the evening, and then we have a Friday morning section, and then we have an evening section as well.
And then on Saturday?
Then Saturday, we have a morning. It is a whole day up to 2:30.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Saturday, yes.
Can you go to the program lineup?
So Thursday is the opening night. That is Bishop Nunekweku will have our deliverance service and a prophetic night. That is a Thursday. And then Friday morning we have a health. The Friday morning starts at 8:30 p.m. to 12. Yes, it will be a health talk by Dr. Ramansa Fojo. And then in the evening, that is where Reverend Funke Adejumo from Nigeria. Yes, and then Saturday morning, yes, and we have a free health screening as well.
On the side,
while
this is going on.
Yeah.
Who can participate in this event? Is it a free event or a paid event?
No, it's a free event.
Free event?
Yes.
Open gate?
Open gate.
Who can participate?
Every woman.
Every woman?
Yes.
I see. So just give us your final words. Women Arise 2024 happening this Thursday. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Yes, I'm encouraging all women to come, especially the younger women, you know, to come and experience the love of God. That is one, to come and learn, and also when we talk about women are rising and shining, and we must shine everywhere we find ourselves. In our marriages, parenting, in the marketplace, politically, financially. We have to be there. We are not saying we are competing with the men, no. But we are rising and shining.
As our light has come. Mrs. Joanna Akosia J is from Action Chapel International, and they are organizing Women Arise 2024. And it's simple. Isaiah 61, arise, shine, for your light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. Some great speakers, including Reverend Funke from Nigeria, some Ghanaian speakers as well, under the patronage of the Archbishop Duncan Williams. And it's open to all and sundry, Thursday the 22nd, all through to Saturday. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you. And the good news is that on Saturday, our father, the Archbishop, will do the closing ceremony for us. I'm encouraging everybody to.
Wonderful. Lots of comments on the agri sector. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show.
irrigation when we started the discussion earlier this morning.
Yep.
And Kilo, I don't know if you can read it. It's pretty disheartening to hear this irrigation story being told the way it's been told.
Yeah.
So what was he saying?
So he says that earlier today I was thinking about the public infrastructure we've invested in over the years. We've spent billions on roads, railways, water systems, housing, electricity production and access, and very little on public agriculture infrastructure. Yet we expect agri to feed us and make our fundamentals strong. Most settlements, villages, towns and cities in this country were founded around viable water bodies, natural resources that have or had capacity to keep on giving. It goes on to say Ghana's annual water runoff is estimated at 56 billion
cubic meters.
Yes, cubic meters.
1 cubic meter is equivalent to 1,000 liters. So
do the math. Right? We have enough water resources to trap, use and optimize for agriculture. However, providing irrigation has not been deemed a public good enough. If we see irrigation infrastructure the same way as we see roads, electricity, schools and hospitals, would invest in the appropriate schemes for the right uses and enough leasable lands for large-scale farming, in-grower and out-grower schemes. The last update from the Roads Ministry suggests we have about 94,000 kilometers of roads. Assuming the average width of a road is 9 meters, our roads roughly cover about 200,000 acres of land. However, we've spent billions on roads and keep spending on roads to enable movement of people and goods. Our roads help the movement of a lot of Ghanaians and a whole lot of imported goods.
So it goes on. Will we die if we invested in irrigation for communities and farming enclaves as a public good or infrastructure? If we don't expect communities to build their own roads, connect their own water, schools and hospitals because they are capital intensive, why do we expect communities and farmers to fork out on existing capital to fix their own irrigation?
Then it says Libya has over 500,000 acres of land under irrigation. That's about 60% of the land size of Greater Accra. There are other examples, but we have invested billions in roads, but we say irrigation is expensive. However, a critical analysis shows irrigation is not as expensive as the cost of roads. With proper irrigation, we get better returns on our road investments. Everything is linked. Until we aggressively pursue irrigation and see the provision as a public good or service or infrastructure and manage same with wisdom, tact and care, will be hot in the next 5 years. Time and tide waits for no Ghana. Our leaders must be leaders, not glorified position occupiers. We must see the vision and the impact of their leadership.
To be viable, they must invest in irrigation like you invest in roads. It's public infrastructure. It's not private. It serves the whole community. It serves generations, and it goes into providing basic food.
That I have is the light of Christ. This joy.
Today is your birthday, so we are playing your song.
Acha.
Also wishing our colleague and friends, so
Abu Ado.
You are the only person here whose name has a song. I've never heard a song called Nathan. I don't have a Caleb song, but I have a Zoe song. Hi Ben and team, please. The truth is the big money mentioned was not used as simple as that. Ben, I'd like to ask a question. Why can't we use our highly touted technological advancement to cause the rain to fall on our land? Good morning, my cherished morning panel. Good morning. This irrigation thing is making me sick. Kwame Nkrumah built an irrigation dam at Tekpo in Volta region, which is wasting away. Good morning, team. Can we get the long post you're reading published? Please, some of us would like to read it and extract information from it. All right, we'll do that. Let's tell you about two things. The ACI Ghana Financial Markets Conference theme, Navigating the Future, Innovation, Ethical Excellence, and Inclusion in Ghana's Financial Markets. An event that will gather over 500 participants it's an unmissable opportunity for networking and learning. Date Thursday, August 22, 2024, venue Grand Arena, AICC, time 9 a.m. We'll cover topics like ethics in financial markets, investment opportunities in Ghana, and fintech and financial inclusion. A key address will be delivered by the Bank of Ghana with key insights from other top regulators. To register, call 0243-054-891 or 0244-583-725 or visit www.financialmarketsconference.acighana.com. Sponsors include GCB, Consolidated Bank, Laurus Africa, Regulus Investment, FinCap Securities, Savvy Securities, Conticap, Obsidian, and Symphony. These are wild names.
And Bernard, there is an app you can use to move around, and you go around in a very affordable manner. Delivery service app. It's as cheap as 15 Ghana cedis now. People are using that to also refill their gas cylinders, and they use that to cook and all of that. It's called the Breeze Ride app.
Right.
You can use that to send a personal shopper to go buy all the things you need. You don't need to be in traffic and go sweat and stress and get all that you need. All you have to do is to download and open the Breeze Ride app. There is a personal shopper app interface in the app. Shopper interface in the app. Once you do that, the personal shopper will go to a restaurant or go to the market and see whatever you want, send you the pictures and prices. If you confirm, they bring it home for you. Easy peasy. So Charlie, avoid the stress and traffic. Let the personal shopper do everything for you on the Breeze app. Breeze app is on the Google Play Store and Apple Store. So download the app and try it now.
Limited copies of The President Ghana Never Had are available at the front desk of Citi FM here in Adabraka. Those of you who've been asking, it's available for sale at the recommended retail price of 300 cedis, and it's at Citi's front desk. So if you want Manasseh's book, if you come to Adabraka office, you can pick up a copy and get all the juicy details. More blessings to you.
This life that I have is the life of God. This life that I have is the life of Christ.
Good morning, Bernard. Please wish my wife Nana Ayebia a happy birthday for me. The kids Dina and David and I are grateful for all her sacrifices, love, and care. May the Almighty honor her and grant her grace and to many more years of glory. From the husband Courage Nobi to his wife Nana Ayebia. And a happy birthday to Honorable Samuel Ata Achia. May grace and favor speak for you always. This is coming from Bernard Amankwa to Honorable Samuel Atachia. That's all we have time for today's edition of the Citi Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for listening. Let the discussions continue. Citi Prime News is at 10. It's at 12 with more on the stories we started this morning. But for now, Hawa Idrisu Mustafa is here with the news. Good morning, Hawa.